Check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hi, Kendall Warnock here, owner of A1 Automotive. If you own a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, or Mini, specialized service matters. Our team uses advanced diagnostic equipment, OE equipment, including factory-level software, to accurately diagnose and repair your vehicle. Dealer-level capabilities with hometown service. A1 Automotive, 1117 L Street. You can call us 402-477-4660.
The headlines, they can lie. The scoreboard, it can mislead. But Rudy, whether you like it or not, will keep it real. Get your dose of reality during Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back to another episode here. I think we'll call them episodes. Another show here. Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. If you were tuned in to be on the spotlight, obviously, as Harrison started the show with, it was not me. I was not him. I was not in the studio. Different hours going on. We got a lot going on here in the studio, so things got a little shaken up the last 24 hours or so, but all for the better, all for the best. So having some audibles on the play there, but we're moving anyways. It's a good day. It's going to be your next 3 hours here. Your next three slated hours will be Real Talk, and then we will be having some Nebraska Wesleyan athletics coaches joining us live in studio here. Going to kind of get more of the behind the scenes of what it is to coach at Wesleyan, be a part of the Wesleyan culture, everything that kind of comes with being a Prairie Wolf, which, again, my university, I can say this now, alma mater, Nebraska Wesleyan. So it'll be a great talk. Obviously, stay tuned for that. We're going to have two coaches, I believe, if not for sure one. So it'll be a great time. It'll be, again, there's a lot going on down the road at Nebraska Wesleyan. Who better than to hear it from than your very own head coaches? Going to be a great time. Going to be, again, just highlighting, spotlighting, all this stuff. And again, there's going to be some connections that we're going to have across the way. It's going to be awesome because, again, there's a lot to talk about here. UNL, the Huskers, everything. It is a lot to talk about. But like we have said before many times, there's always something going on in this very small but very busy city. And there's some great stories happening at Wesleyan. So we're excited to start sharing that more and more with you guys. So it'll be a fun time. That being said, down here in Lincoln, I did not get to check the temperature. I do know it is a hot one. It is not a fun one. Yesterday, the weather was great. Went golfing. Won't say I played good. Didn't play bad, but we went golfing anyways, okay? Just a great time. I mean, I talked about this with DP a couple weeks ago. Golf is not a sport that I ever thought I was going to get into. Never seemed like anything it just didn't make too much sense to me why that's something I'd want to do. No hate on golf, but as time went on, I was like, I'm used to hitting baseballs. I'm used to hitting an object that is being hurled towards me here. So I don't know. Never seemed like it was something that Rudy Gres IV needed to get caught up with. As time went on, ended up getting invited to a golf course once with a good old teammate of mine, Jason English. Probably played some of the worst golf he had ever seen in his life. No rules for the golf. I wasn't disrespectful to golf. It was nothing of that sort. But it was also just a very bad sight. And again, if you're a baseball player, you assume you can do all. You assume you can hit a baseball. You assume you can hit an object, a ball that is not moving. Extremely hard because, hey, I hit baseballs that are being hurled at me extremely hard. What's the difference, right? The ball's not moving. Put the swing on it. Nope, didn't happen. So, but as time's gone on, golf has become one of those sports that obviously in the Midwest here in Lincoln, Nebraska, it is a huge deal. I mean, back home in San Antonio, yes, but with how large that city is, with how much is going on, people don't always have time to pick up similar hobbies like that. Golf is something that you can do whenever. And I'm, again, just a fan of it all. Which got me thinking. Over time, because I like to think of myself as a transitional athlete. I don't like to think of myself as I'm just retiring from baseball and going to just kill $60 a weekend to go golf with the buddies. I think of myself as a transitional athlete that is going from one sport to the other, more so like a shift change. I'm not thinking of it like it's not me. So I'm taking golf as serious as possible. And again, it got me thinking here. There's a debate that we always have about what the hardest sport is. And that's what I wanted to start today talking with. Because yes, it is extremely easy for me to sit here and tell you why I think baseball is the... One second here. All good there. It's easy for us as baseball players and as just athletes who play not every sport, but in your own sport. It's easy for you to advocate for your sport. Oh, well, football, you have to have the mental toughness and the physical toughness, which no doubt. Do I want to get hit? Do I want to be throwing my helmet into players? Probably not. It's not for me. You win there. Okay. You win on the gladiator aspect of the sport. Could I do what they do? Probably. I mean, I did it. Played football at a younger age. Played football until baseball was the serious thing. Do I think I'm a D1 football player? Absolutely not. Let me preface. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is, simply put, I truly, you can cross over in some of these sports. Basketball, am I going to go dunk on somebody? Am I going to hit a jump shot? Probably not. But if you need a Hispanic Dennis Rodman, I'm here. And this isn't me saying that all these sports are easy, but you can find similarities. Okay, baseball, you got to be explosive. You got to be strong. You got to be, yes. That can help in basketball. Is my jump shot going to be great? No, I won't even lie to you guys. It's not. Then you get into some more technical sports. And I over the past couple of weeks, I've had the pleasure to sit and talk with Ty Rodriguez of the Chalk Box, which is live from Sundays, 1 to 2 p.m. Tune into that every Sunday. Great insight there. And something that always stands out to me is just, yes, these guys, these gymnasts, Husker gymnasts, are extremely talented. That's never been a doubt. That's never been anything that you don't think of that program, which is a top 5 program in the country, and think, oh, I mean, I could do that. No, because I can't. I can't do that with any program in the country, but especially not Nebraska's. And so when you're breaking down some of these things that make these sports, such as gymnastics, bowling, and I know I don't think I sit here and think that bowling's easy, but the concept is, okay, well, I could throw a strike. I feel like I could do it consistently, but then you got to factor in more of what comes with actual bowling, of the oil patterns and the lanes themselves, how to read a lane, and it's insane. And so I think, yes, while I will sit here and tell you that I think baseball is the hardest sport to be good at, I think along the ways we've gotten away in this dialogue from sports that are actually extremely difficult to really think about. Because when you think about the hardest sport debate, which happens quite often, you think about, yes, the baseball, the football, the basketball, the soccer, the conditioning that comes with soccer, the basketball, the consistency, the also stamina. Like, you think of all these things that partake in this, and absolutely, completely true, because do I want to be running up and down a court chasing someone with the basketball? No. There's a reason I played baseball, people, and it was because I was good at it, but it also wasn't because I'm not an athlete. Like, baseball players get this stereotype with them. I mean, you think about it, there's a constant meme going around in the Major League Baseball forums, and it was like, this is what the peak male physique looks like. First baseman Pete Alonso from the New York Mets. Don't know him. He's called the Polar Bear, rightful reasons. Great athlete, but yeah, baseball is the one sport where, you know what, I was cool with running 90 feet. I was cool with okay, I got to double to the wall. They're not going to throw me out. Oh, it goes over the fence. I don't got to run. So there's some benefits in there when it comes to the conditioning aspect. I'll give that every day. But I think and I mentioned this last week about I want to say, reaction time to pitches in the MLB. Here is what I was able to find as I just searched this up to kind of emphasize the point, because baseball, here's why I think baseball is hard before we get into some numbers and crunching and everything. I think baseball is the hardest sport regardless. Do I think gymnastics is up there? Yes, but I think it's also, the average person's not going to ever truly get on bars. The average person's probably not going to try to do that. I would not. But when you think about baseball, you think about football. These are sports that we all kind of grew up playing. These are sports that are more commonly played. And you would think that over time, with as many baseball players are being raised in this country and around the world, yes, the top guys in the MLB are the top guys for a reason, but you would also think at some point that it wouldn't be an extremely different sport in terms of just the ability to grow into the talent. And that's the not problem, because it's not a problem at all. It's the reality of it. I mean, you're there even at the Division III level, Nebraska Wesleyan. We can focus on that here for me. We had guys who were throwing 90. We were facing 90 to 92 on the best arms. Not every arm, I'll be honest, but you got guys who are ramping it up in the 9s, high 8s consistently. And there's thought process we have during the batter's box, during at bats. And you like to think that you're thinking these things in the moment. You're truly not. What is happening is, and this is where we'll crunch some numbers here when we get the chance. Everything in baseball is so reactionary, but every reactionary action that you take is because of a thought you're having. And the best thing about that is the fact that in a sport where you seemingly have so much time, when I'm at first base, yeah, there's a million things going on. I'm probably going to get a ball hit to me or someone's going to throw it to me. Sure, I'm getting more action than other teammates on the field, but at the same time, you have so much downtime, you have so much thinking time, but every play happens in a matter of 8 or less seconds, truth be told. 8 or less seconds is your average, at least high school play back in the day. I think now you're probably around the 6-second mark with these guys who are getting down the line like that. You don't have time to think, and that was my favorite thing about baseball, because I used to play third base. Now I played first base, then I was a DH. All of the best aspects of what I was good at was everything was so reactionary. Third base, you have no time to think about a play to throw. You get the ball, you have to know this beforehand of, okay, I'm going here with it, and it's get ball, go, get out. That's the plan. Get the ball, get the out, let's go. That's it. But there's a million things going on in your head before, and then you add that to the hitting aspect. Because defense, I don't think defense is easy. I won't say it's easy. But in terms of hitting, it's easy. Anybody can go field a ground ball. I truly believe that. With the right coaching, whether you've never played sports before, hey, you can, in a matter of kind of moments, be able to take a routine ground ball. I mean, you might not make the throw. I know some family members, mom, who maybe can't be able to throw a baseball very well, and that's perfectly okay. But you can field a ground ball, probably, hopefully. Okay, you got one slight aspect of baseball. You have the base for that. Hitting's not anything that I think you can pick up at a certain age of just randomness. I think there's a reason that we talked about this last week with when the high school players, this would have been Friday, a couple days ago, when high school players are going to seemingly stop getting drafted from the MLB is what the, not plan is, but at least the plan with what is trying to be adapted with this draft. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at here is I started playing baseball when I was 3 going on 4. It's kind of been all I've known. And for anybody that knows, am I the best player in the world? No. Have I played longer than a lot of the guys that grew up playing with? Absolutely. Have I put in a lot more work than a lot of people on previous teams back in the days? Absolutely. Do I care about my craft to an insane, obsessive standpoint? Absolutely. And for some reason, this is the one sport you can obsess over the craft, and you're still going to be a 30% guy all the time, and you're one of the greats. And we talk about this all the time. You know that. But when you think about this, here we have some numbers here. Obviously not major league hitters, but for the sake of the argument, for the sake of what is here, major league hitters have less than half a second, typically about 400 milliseconds, to react to a 95-mile-per-hour fastball from the moment it leaves the pitcher's hand to when it reaches home plate. 400 milliseconds. Total flight time, a 95-mile-per-hour pitch over the 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound to home plate, and is approximately 0.40 seconds. Again, 400 milliseconds. It takes the brain roughly 100 milliseconds just to process the image of the ball after it leaves the hands. That's just to pick up where the pitch is at, to say, okay, it's here. That just takes you 100 milliseconds. This leaves the batter with only about 50 milliseconds to assess the speed, spin, and location of the pitch, which is where you track now. If it's a slider, you try to pick up the spin. You try to pick up something I thought I was really good at was picking up the trajectory of pitches. Because you can tell with a finish, and again, like the spin on the ball, obviously. And I talked about this multiple times with many people over the years. Do I think I can talk about hitting forever? Absolutely. But I think hitting coaches are one of the most underrated, underappreciated when you just dig deep into the value of what a hitting coach can do, because we all know what needs to be done. But how am I supposed to get a kid to say, hey, you have 150 milliseconds or so to kind of decide if you're going to swing this bat after you process everything? And here's how we're going to do it. And again, no hitting coach in the country should be talking like that in terms of here's the plan. But everything we're doing, whether it's the tweaks on your swing, the tweaks on your hands, the tweaks on your mental approach, you still only have 400 milliseconds to decide if you're going to hit that pitch. And I think that is something that over the years I have taken into my back pocket in terms of, oh, well, I play the hardest sport in the world, but I'm in college for it. I'm competing for it. I'm successful at it. So I would look at those three reasonings of, okay, I'm here because of how good I am at this extremely difficult sport. And I'd let it weigh out the, okay, well, my success doesn't feel like success. But when you really think about it, this is a superhuman kind of thing here. And it's insane because if you think about it here, it says, for context, a normal a normal blink of a human takes 300 to 400 milliseconds because the available time is shorter than the blink of an eye. Elite hitters rely heavily on anticipation, pitch tunneling, which is when you make different pitches look identical out of the hand. So if I'm going fastball, middle, in, or so, you'd probably tunnel that. I mean, crazy pitch here. I'm not a fan of throwing changeups in. You tunnel that when a changeup just falling off the plate there. You're trying to mess with the hitter's trajectory of the eyes, like I think I'm very good at. But again, there's guys who struck me out. I'm not going to lie to you. But it's one of those things. And then, of course, it says extensive experience to predict pitches before they're even released. That is the thing. Yes, you can have a good swing and batting practice. Yes, you can have the best mechanics in the world. Yes, you can feed the trees in batting practice like before games. And yes, you can truly have your swing tuned down to every little detail of having a perfect swing. But you still only have 400 milliseconds to not just get that swing off, but to also be able to swing at the right pitch, to be able to swing at the right time. And that's the thing. I don't think it was, for me, I know my hitting coaches, if they're watching, if any coach I've ever played with is watching, this is maybe not what you want to hear, maybe not what you've liked hearing, because I've talked with many of them about my two-strike approach. I wasn't someone that struck out a million times a year. I was actually that was a big emphasis of mine, was being a tougher out with two strikes, putting the ball in play. I need you to get me out, basically. If I have two strikes, I'm not losing to this pitcher. I'm not going to let the catcher find a weakness in my swing, and we're gonna battle from there. Did I have some teammates who probably hated that during live at-bats? Yeah, I think so. Because there was at-bats I had that were going 8, 10, even had a 13 pitch at-bat in there, and I was battling these pitchers, and never once was it, oh, well, my hands are here. Yes, I cared about that a lot and my mechanics in the process, but when I get to two strikes, everything that I've trained for, everything that I would work on in the cages, because again, I'll be honest, I don't think that there's a ton of people that truly take two-strike work as serious as possible, and I was someone that did that. So when in baseball games, I'm up to bat, I'm taking the first pitch, it's okay. Because, hey, one, I got two. You got to throw two more of these pitches by me. And two, I know that when I get to two strikes, I somehow just become even better of a hitter. So let's go. Let's do the thing. Let's do the tango. I'm here to win it. You're not going to get me out. And did that happen with every pitcher? No, some of them actually got me out. Congrats, guys. But when it came to two strikes, everything became reactionary. And like I said moments ago, I think that is what makes this game of baseball the most difficult. Because, yes, you can have the right. You can read every book in the world on how to be a good baseball player. But if you get in that batter's box and you freeze and you don't have the mentality of, okay, I've trained this, I've worked this, let's go, that is what is going to stop you a million times. You can run the route in football. You can get the shot off in basketball. Are you going to make them? I'm not going to say yes. I'm not even saying that. But you can do everything right. And yeah, you can still miss a shot, sure. But baseball, if you can't have one without the other. You can't have the best mindset in the world and have a bad swing, and you can't have the best swing in the world and have a bad mindset or bad reactionary times. With baseball, with two strikes, I would try to get as close to the plate as possible. If you hit me, you hit me. I'm cool with that too. Trust me, it won't hurt me too long. Had the biggest elbow guard in the world, so I loved it. But at the same time, with two strikes, now you're picking up strict trajectory. And something that they mentioned here as well is the extensive experience to predict pitches before they're even released. That is something that I think I have harped on a million times since I've been on air. But that is something that is always going to be something I'm always proud of when it comes to my abilities here on baseball, is the fact that I always for a majority of my baseball career, probably around until junior year of high school, it was hitting was the most important thing to me, and it always was, and that wasn't a question. It's not like that changed. But I was always thinking, okay, here's what I have to do. I have to be on time for his fastball. I have to be on time for his curveball. I have to be on time for his changeup. I have to be on time for everything he can throw. And then I got told one time by my hitting coach back home, Coach G, you can't hit every pitch at once. So why are you trying to do that? And I was like, yeah, you're right, but he can't beat me with every pitch and every at bat either. Like, I know that. And so then from that point on, it became a huge mind flip of how I was approaching my at bats. I would look at pitchers, find the tendencies of my last at bats too. If my last 2 outs were on fastballs up that I'm super late on and can't get the hands to, hey, they're probably going right back to it. Because that was the biggest thing I would tell myself before every at bat. If I'm a pitcher, how would I get myself out? If I'm on the mound for Dubuque, for the University of Dubuque right now, how am I going to get Rudy Gres out? And I think that was the biggest flip I had in my entire career. That probably took me the longest way and the most successful mindset approach I think I had. And I'll say it was awesome. With that being said, we will be wrapping up our first segment here. We'll probably talk a little bit more about some of this mental approach before we switch subjects up here. But again, we're going to talk with Rudy Gres IV. It is a very, 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 very sunny, very hot day in Lincoln. So if you're not outside, I don't blame you. If you're not outside, make sure to keep it tuned right here on 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion with Window World Lincoln. Are you ready to transform your home? We offer exceptional replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing that will elevate your home's curb appeal and value. As a nationally known, locally owned business, we treat you like family and work tirelessly to deliver the best for less. Don't wait to give your home the upgrade it deserves. Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or check out windowworldlincoln.com. Let's make your home the talk of the neighborhood.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $198 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1008623, $198 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 14,000 with signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7/6/26.
Rick Heyman here from Sauter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
If you become ill or injured at work and need an experienced attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court, protect your rights and freedom to get you the best possible results for your case and the justice you deserve. Trust your rights and freedom to Liberty Law Group, attorneys serving Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hi, Kendall Warnock here, owner of A1 Automotive. If you own a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, or Mini, specialized service matters. Our team uses advanced diagnostic equipment, OE equipment, including factory-level software to accurately diagnose and repair your vehicle. Dealer-level capabilities with hometown service. A1 Automotive, 1117 L Street. You can call us 402-477-4660.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they're committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perchmerch.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Reality is setting in. Now back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back to our second segment here on Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket. Down here, 1040 O Street. I mean, it's said it already. I know it's a hot one, so I know you're inside. I know let's be real. The sun probably feels great. I mean, I'm just a hater at times of hot weather. You really think about it. You got Rudy Gres IV, San Antonio, Texas. Hey, Rudy, you're used to the sun. Yeah, I am, but I also hate it. There's a reason I partially came to Nebraska because of that. But anyways, what we were talking about before the break, if you missed it, a lot of mental baseball talks, because I did go on this claim and this rant that, not rant, I call it a truth spill, because, hey, if you're watching on YouTube, the name of the show here, wrong hand, Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV. This is what I think is real talk. I think baseball is the hardest sport. We have concluded this. But regardless, what I was going on about beforehand was, when it comes to the mental side of baseball, that is where I think you will lose 10 out of 10 times if it's not what's for you. Because you're put in this situation of, yes, the milliseconds of the reactionary time, but over my years, I've played multiple sports. I've played basketball, I've played soccer, I've played football, I've played baseball, I've played tennis, varsity tennis, thank you. And it was all fun. It was always competitive. It was everything. But I could take time off of football and come back in a week or so. I'm feeling very comfortable again. Don't get me wrong. When I was playing basketball, I was a little younger, but I was there to play defense. I could knock the rust off my defense in a matter of days. And I know this is just elite level of basketball, so I know that's a little different as you start getting older, but I'm just thinking here. You take time off of baseball, and as a baseball player, as a collegiate baseball player, as someone who was getting at bats, someone who was in there, taking time away from baseball, the days feel like weeks, the weeks feel like months, and the months feel like years when you're missing baseball. And I think we saw that for a majority of what was there. Like you think about COVID. I want to go back to COVID here because for me specifically, I mean, I think we all know the date was around March 13th. Crazy. I was in the middle. We were on our way to a baseball tournament in Pearsall, Texas. Nothing there but this high school, mind you. It's one of those Friday Night Light types of things. They just weren't very big or very good. But to create to build the setting here, you know what I'm getting at. We're on a bus. Email comes in from our district's email. Oh, school's canceled. Spring break's extended for another week because this was our spring break tournament. Spring break's extended for another week. We're going crazy on the bus. Everybody's happy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's go to Six Flags. Let's go play Fortnite. It was all of this, right? And as we know, hindsight 2020, it was more than a week. It was more than 2 weeks, and it was more than a month, and it became the entirety of the year basically. And for that first 2 months, I mean, you think about it happened in March. I didn't start playing baseball back up again until around June, maybe even July. March, April, May, June. You got about 3 to 4 months in between there where I was still, yes, I was hitting in the backyard. Some batting cages you were open, but you had to wear a mask. So I was still getting some work in the process. But you weren't seeing the at bats like that. Like you weren't seeing the live pitching. You had the time off. And as athletes, we know that the time off can always be for better and it can be for worse. But this was bad because it wasn't by choice. It wasn't my fault I couldn't go play baseball with my guys. But that time was just so not wasted either, because that sounds weird, but the time away from baseball during COVID really got you in a loop here of just like that is when I truly understood how hard baseball was. Because okay, I've always known baseball's hard, but that's when it really shined on me that if this is what I want to do for the next 2 years plus as a junior in high school, that I truly had to make sure that I did not have that happen again of the time off. So then it became consistent. It was days. And then, I mean, you don't need to see live pitching every single week, every single day, but you need to see some form of simulated arms in there. And then it became, we were back in summer ball. Everything was good from there. But the time you take away from baseball, it's not, you can't come back to baseball and think you're going to be the same hitter. I know I haven't picked up a baseball bat since around May 3rd, I think. Early May. And do I think right now, if a collegiate pitcher were to walk into the station and say, "Hey, Rudy, let's go do a live at bat on O Street right here. We'll shut it down. I'll get a mound. You get your gear. You get a box. We got some turf. We got everything." Do I think I'm going to get a hit on him? Yeah, I probably do because it's me. But what I'm getting at here is I wouldn't feel the comfortability of what I was used to. I wouldn't feel like as you take the time off, you get rusty, and that happens with every sport. With baseball, it's different because you get the time off, you get rusty. You haven't seen what is happening now. These pitchers are moving a little different. If you would have thrown me a sweeper 5 years ago, I would have whiffed on it and looked insane, and I probably still would. But what I'm getting at is this game is changing almost daily, it seems. You got guys hitting 105 now. You have guys hitting 3 home runs in one game pretty, not normally, but pretty consistently when it used to be such a rarity of, oh my God, did you see this happen? I mean, don't get me wrong, 3 home runs is still common at times. But to just see that happen, it's not a game you can take your time off of. And I think that's a big reason for why baseball isn't huger or bigger amongst children. I mean, I will say, I think here in Lincoln, Nebraska, baseball's a lot more of a common sport for children to play than it is in San Antonio. Bigger city in San Antonio, but that's not the norm as much as people would think. And we have a baseball team down there, AA San Antonio Missions, Padres affiliate, but they're just not. It's not a sport that really gets taken serious down there. And now I'm just going to reflect on how I got here and match it with how hard the journey is and everything. Because we were just talking about my mindset in the batter's box, and the approach before I would even get to the batter's box was, how is this pitcher going to get me out? If he knows I'm a down and away hitter, if he knows I can hit everything outside, he's probably going to jam me inside because that's not my strength. And that's what I had to learn over the years of failure, because like I'm going to go on. Baseball wasn't the thing for me when I was younger. I mean, I loved it. My skills didn't reflect it. I wasn't the fastest kid and I wasn't the best kid. I had years of being scared of catching pop flies. And of course, as one of the worst kids on the team, they throw me in the outfield. And hey, where do those pop flies go? Oh, the outfield. And so obviously over the years, it was never fun being bad at baseball, but I loved the game and I loved it. I loved football, but I was good at football. We talk about this with the family so often. I think I was better at football overall in terms of what came more natural to my body type, my strength. What came more natural to me was football. I was able to go push dudes around. I was able to hit some swim moves, hit some strip moves, and go lay somebody out, and it was awesome. I'm from Texas. You're from Texas. You play football. It's almost a religion down there. And so yeah, I think that's great. I think all the above, but baseball over the years just taught me so much about how much I truly want to be successful. Because I talk about it with golf now too. I love golfing because of how, no, I'm not bad at it, but I love golf because of how hard it is and how difficult it is to be good at it. And that's what baseball was. Baseball, I think that's another reason we lose a lot of people to burnout over the years because baseball is so hard and it's not for everybody. It's really not. Yes, every sport you can say that, but it's not for everybody because you have to be okay with losing and figuring out how you're going to get back from losing. And I don't think many people factor that into the difficulty of it all when they're saying, oh, what's the hardest sport ever? Yeah, it's hard because you're facing 95 miles per hour. It's hard because these hitters can just poke it out the yard at will, it seems sometimes. It's hard because, yes, the game is evolving. Everything that is statistically difficult about baseball. But then you think about what is happening off the field. You think about, okay, well, how am I really going to bounce back from going 0 for 4? How am I going to bounce back when I'm in the worst slump of my life? How am I going to bounce back when days are hard, I'm not playing? How am I going to bounce back from all of this? And I think that is what I've loved about baseball. Did I enjoy not getting a bunch of playing time this year? No, especially after coming off a year where I did get that playing time. And this isn't to say anything bad because it's not. But did I enjoy that? No, and nobody does. There's not a single guy on any roster in the country, D1, D2, D3, MLB, AAA, AA, single A, high school, middle school. There's not a single baseball player who was playing baseball at a competitive level that doesn't want to be on the field. And I clearly remember Coach Christie at Nebraska Westland brought this up, and he told us, if you ever have a problem with your playing time or not playing, come talk to me because one, as unwritten of a rule, that's a conversation for you and coach, nobody else. Don't bring up other names. That's just the basics. That was never the issue. Nothing is an issue with what I'm going to get at, but that was never the issue. But he did say, I rather you have come to our office, come to my office, talk to me about it because I want guys who are upset that they're not playing. I want guys who are super angry that their name's not in that lineup and it doesn't make sense because I want all guys to want to be in the lineup as bad as the guys who are in the lineup. And so these talks came and everything, but as the season just specifically went on, never took my foot off any at bat. And I think that is, I'm not saying this to glorify myself at all because again, it was frustrating. It was hard. It was annoying. It didn't make sense to me sometimes. And it was difficult to kind of grasp that my role has changed. And it wasn't that I was uncoachable or didn't buy into the role because I did. But as Rudy Gres the fourth here, I wasn't thrilled with the role. I went and did my best, but still, I had to figure out, okay, is this what I want? Not necessarily. I'm getting more chances than other guys. I'm still doing what I can. Let's go from there. And I think that is the one thing baseball has taught me so much about life that I apply to relationships, to friends, to family, to work, is whether it's something I don't want to do, whether it's something that's going wrong, whether it's something that's going great, whether it's something that is ruining my entire month or my entire week, what next? That is what baseball has always taught me. And we had a coach my freshman year at West Lane, John Wright Pell. So what, next pitch? And that's something I've heard a lot just over the years. It's always next pitch, next pitch. But that was a clear statement of something we harped on was, so what, next pitch? So what just happened? You just gave up a grand slam to lose us the game or to give up the lead. So what? Get the next guy out. Okay, I just took a fastball down the middle after I've been doing that all weekend and made it a goal not to. Hey, so what? There's another one coming. Oh, I just struck out to get my third strikeout. So what, next pitch? And that is something that, like I'm saying, has been applied more than just baseball, more than just who I am on the field. It is who I became off the field, who I became at work. If I'm having a bad day at work, doesn't happen too often here. If I'm having a bad day at work, so what? Next pitch. If I have a segment that didn't go well, so what? Next segment. If I have anything that did not go to my standard, it's so what? Next pitch. Whether it's, like I said, friends, relationships, anything that is bringing me down, it's so what? Next pitch. And that is a mentality that I think you learn from baseball, but as a baseball player, you have to have that instilled in you from day one. I don't think everybody can buy into that because it is hard to not focus on the 0 for 3 day, knowing you have one more at bat. It is extremely hard to say, so what? I'm going to go make the most out of my appearance if I haven't played in 3-4 straight games. It is so hard to just so what next pitch your way through life. But I promise you that is the one thing that when it's all said and done and everyone's going to ask me, oh, Rudy, how was college baseball? I loved it. It was awesome. The games, I missed the guys. I missed the buddies. I'm going to mean all of that with all of my heart. But I am going to miss the most of how anybody in my life that I've talked to, they can attest to this. Anything in life I can tie to baseball. And I don't think that's just because I love baseball and I'm a baseball player. I think it's because it teaches you so much about life. And I can go on and on, but I won't because we will be wrapping up our second break here. We're starting our second break here. Again, this is Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV. I do want to wrap this up, our third segment here with some Westland talk specifically, which will transition us into our second hour here on Real Talk. We'll be having a special guest, which we'll talk a little more before we even get there. With that being said, please keep it tuned here, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Hey, Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion with Window World Lincoln. Are you ready to transform your home? We offer exceptional replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing that will elevate your home's curb appeal and value. As a nationally known, locally owned business, we treat you like family and work tirelessly to deliver the best for less. Don't wait to give your home the upgrade it deserves. Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or check out windowworldlincoln.com. Let's make your home the talk of the neighborhood.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $198 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1008623, $198 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 14,000 to signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7/6/26.
Rick Heyman here from Sauter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
If you become ill or injured at work and need an experienced attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court, protect your rights and freedom to get you the best possible results for your case and the justice you deserve. Trust your rights and freedom to Liberty Law Group, attorneys serving Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hi, Kendall Warnock here, owner of A1 Automotive. If you own a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, or Mini, specialized service matters. Our team uses advanced diagnostic equipment, OE equipment, including factory-level software, to accurately diagnose and repair your vehicle. Dealer-level capabilities with hometown service. A1 Automotive, 1117 L Street. You can call us 402-477-4660.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they're committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perchmerch.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Reality is setting in. Now back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV here on 93.7 The Ticket. TicketFM.com. Before we got to the break here, wanted to start it off by talking about how I wanted to bring up some Wesleyan things before we got into it. And we will. Don't you worry. If you're unaware, which you're probably not unaware now, played baseball at Nebraska Wesleyan. Best 4 to 5 years of my life. Was just talking about this last night with some former teammates actually as well. I'm not going to miss the practices, and I'm really not. Sorry, Coach Christie. I'm really not going to miss the running and the stuff that went into putting the work in. Not that I'm not going to enjoy any of that. Not that I don't think it was important, but will I miss waking up at 5:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning to walk through a snowstorm for baseball? I'm not going to say yes. Would I do it all again? Yes, that's a different question. But will I miss it? No. What I will miss is going to be the community of having teammates that I think Nebraska Wesleyan does such a great job of. Not just amongst the baseball team, but I know that I had some friends in multiple sports that we all kind of just networked is the way I say it. But I mean in true communication and true friendship forming ways, because I think Nebraska Wesleyan, for how small we are, it seems like it can be big at times. Yes, I'm sure that's easier to understand at a bigger university like the University of Nebraska-Lincoln here in Lincoln downtown with the Cornhuskers. But for how small Wesleyan is, you can still get lost. You can still not be a number, but you can still kind of fade into that. And that's nothing wrong. People go to school to just go to school. I completely think that is perfectly fine. We're there for the same goal at the exact end of the day. But for me, I always, if you can't tell, I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy making friends. And I think with Wesleyan, that really helped, because yes, you were an athlete. Yes, you were a student above all, but above all of that, you were a human, you were a person. And I think that Wesleyan did a great job of kind of emphasizing that. And me and my roommate today, we both graduated from Nebraska Wesleyan this past May, both played baseball. Duncan Ortega was on the show last week. We were talking about how we're going to miss Wesleyan. Yes, we'll miss baseball to certain extents. And yes, there was great days in between and we loved it all, but we're going to miss the kind of being on campus. Just, it sounds crazy. It sounds not even like a big deal to some people, but we're going to miss the trees. We're going to miss the squirrels. We're going to miss the snow. And I think that's the thing, though, is when it comes to Nebraska Wesleyan, why are you not at a place that you're going to miss? Why are you going to go to a university that doesn't see you for the person you can be, not the person they think you should be? Because I mentioned multiple times that in my communications department, and even just Nebraska Wesleyan as a whole, I never felt like I was trying to be anything I wasn't. My presentations that I would give were always about me, or at least my topics I wanted to talk about within the academic requirements. But it was always about just being who you want to be, being who you want to be, truly should feel like you want to be, and where to go from there. And I think that's the best thing about it, because you're going to have coaches. We're going to have the head Nebraska Wesleyan men's soccer coach, Brandon Bonilla, will be in studio to start off the next hour here of Real Talk. And we're going to get into that because from my perspective and from a lot of my teammates' perspectives and friends, students alike, we like Wesleyan for all of our reasons, and everyone's reasons are different. Some people might not like Wesleyan, and that's your choice. A lot of us loved it. And so something I'm going to be very excited to talk about with Coach coming up here is going to be about, aside from his journey, aside from him, aside from everything that we're going to get into about his story, being a coach at Wesleyan, I think there's a true sense of pride there. Yes, there's sense of pride for every coaches around the country, wherever you may be, but it means more to be a Nebraska Wesleyan Prairie Wolf at any level. And I think we're going to see that pretty soon here once we're able to get this segment rocking and rolling for sure. So if you are tuning into Real Talk here for the first time or not, we got a lot more to get into for sure. We will be back after this break here. We'll get into some great questions, get into some great insight, get into some great Wesleyan talk. It'll be a good one here on Real Talk with Rudy Gres 4th, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Lincoln is full of great golf courses in a state that is getting national recognition for exceptional golf. Friend Country Club is worth the drive, just 40 minutes from Lincoln and home to one of the state's most respected 9-hole courses. Enjoy their restaurant with popular items like a 14-ounce ribeye, 10-ounce sirloin, or chicken fried steak. Open Thursday through Saturday from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Expand your horizons with a trip to Friend Country Club, just 40 minutes southeast of Lincoln. It's worth a visit.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Better up! The crack of the bat. Sizzling concessions. Yeah, that's the sound of summer at Haymarket Park. It's been that way for 25 seasons. And in this city, it's not a matter of if you'll catch a game, it's how many. Safe. That's because there's always something in play for Salt Dogs fans. From saluting our troops to Friday night fireworks, your local tradition plays on. Let's show summer how Lincoln celebrates 25 seasons. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. It's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear that you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Concrete Industries has immediate openings for production laborers, operators, and drivers. Earn great pay starting at $21.50 per hour, plus health benefits, 401k, paid time off, and more. Right now, production laborers can earn a $1,500 hiring bonus, and drivers are eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. No experience? No problem. Concrete Industries offers on-the-job training and opportunities to grow your career. Start your future today. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Concrete Industries has immediate openings for production laborers, operators, and drivers. Earn great pay starting at $21.50 per hour, plus health benefits, 401k, paid time off, and more. Right now, production laborers can earn a $1,500 hiring bonus, and drivers are eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. No experience? No problem. Concrete Industries offers on-the-job training and opportunities to grow your career. Start your future today. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Are you looking for a place to host company get-togethers, team meetings, or group events? Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln is the perfect place to host your gathering, with private bays available to meet with clients while you swing the sticks and improve your game. Back 9 Golf offers traditional golf opportunities while also providing fun games and activities available for non-traditional golfers on their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators. Learn about their corporate memberships today and gather your favorite groups together at Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln, just off 14th and Pine Lake Road.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Lincoln is full of great golf courses in a state that is getting national recognition for exceptional golf. Friend Country Club is worth the drive, just 40 minutes from Lincoln and home to one of the state's most respected 9-hole courses. Enjoy their restaurant with popular items like a 14-ounce ribeye, 10-ounce sirloin, or chicken fried steak. Open Thursday through Saturday from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Expand your horizons with a trip to Friend Country Club, just 40 minutes southeast of Lincoln. It's worth a visit.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
The crack of the bat. Sizzling concessions. Yeah, that's the sound of summer at Haymarket Park. It's been that way for 25 seasons. And in this city, it's not a matter of if you'll catch a game, it's how many.
Safe.
That's because there's always something in play for Salt Dogs fans. From saluting our troops to Friday night fireworks, your local tradition plays on. Let's show summer how Lincoln celebrates 25 seasons. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. It's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear that you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Concrete Industries has immediate openings for production laborers, operators, and drivers. Earn great pay starting at $21.50 per hour, plus health benefits, 401k, paid time off, and more. Right now, production laborers can earn a $1,500 hiring bonus, and drivers are eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. No experience? No problem. Concrete Industries offers on-the-job training and opportunities to grow your career. Start your future today. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Concrete Industries has immediate openings for production laborers, operators, and drivers. Earn great pay starting at $21.50 per hour, plus health benefits, 401k, paid time off, and more. Right now, production laborers can earn a $1,500 hiring bonus, and drivers are eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. No experience? No problem. Concrete Industries offers on-the-job training and opportunities to grow your career. Start your future today. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Are you looking for a place to host company get-togethers, team meetings, or group events? Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the perfect place to host your gathering, with private bays available to meet with clients while you swing the sticks and improve your game. Back Nine Golf offers traditional golf opportunities while also providing fun games and activities available for non-traditional golfers on their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators. Learn about their corporate memberships today and gather your favorite groups together at Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln, just off 14th and Pine Lake Road.
The headlines, they can lie. The scoreboard, it can mislead. But Rudy, whether you like it or not, will keep it real. Get your dose of reality during Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back for our second hour here on Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. For joining on the stream, we are not alone anymore. We are joined by head coach Brandon Bonilla. How are you doing, coach?
Yeah, I'm good, Rudy. How are you, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's very hot outside has been one of my main takeaways from today. I'm not too big of a fan right now, but it'll be all right.
That's I'm loving it. As a Texas native, I can't get enough. So
where are you from in Texas?
I'm from Austin originally.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I'm from San Antonio. So I try to be used to it. I think I've been out of the heat for too long. So when it gets hot, I'm not a fan ever. But that's just me, I guess.
Okay, so you left to get away. See, I left and I want to go back.
Yeah, see that was a big draw for me when I figured out I could play baseball in the cold. I was like, yeah, that sounds great.
That's
but
right.
Not too thrilled sometimes. I mean, it could get very cold here, so there's definitely its draws. But yeah, when I go back home, it's a little too hot for me to handle sometimes. But it's all good.
Yeah, I was actually just down there a week ago working a camp, doing some recruiting, and then visiting some friends, and went down to the coast and caught a wall of humidity, felt like a cloud, and you knew you were home. So yeah, no complaints. But no, it's a great pool day for people that can get out.
Yes. So a little bit about you. Obviously, is this your first time being on the Ticket on live radio with us, or have you been here before?
No. Yeah, I've been here before. Coach Ladd has gotten us on in the morning, so that's been fun. But yeah, no, it's always fun to be on the radio and kind of share a little bit more about Wesleyan.
Yes, perfect. So I want to get back into a little bit of your background here. How did you? Because I know you were a undergrad assistant of sorts at Texas A&M. Is that how you first started getting into more of the coaching and technical sides of what you wanted to do with soccer?
Yeah, so played a ton growing up. Thought about playing in college, went the engineering track, and decided not to play, and then found my way into just a manager spot at Texas A&M to start. Took a coaching a soccer class as I was trying to figure out what I really wanted to do when I realized that it wasn't going to be engineering. And the guy that taught my class was the director of operations for the Texas A&M women's team.
Oh, wow.
And I just kind of asked him, hey, do you guys have any job openings? I'd love to maybe work with the team. He said, I'll pass your info on to the head coach, Coach Guerreri at the time. He just retired. Awesome guy. And I said, awesome. That'd be great. Class ends in December. Haven't heard anything. We're in February, and I'm thinking, well, I guess that was nothing. And then all of a sudden I got a phone call, and he said, hey, are you still interested? I said, I am. He goes, come in and meet. So I met with Coach G, Coach Phil, and Coach Lori at the time. And they said, look, we'll give you a trial for a week. If you like it and we like you and you get along well, we'll go from there. And so, that kind of started the whole thing down a path where I had some really awesome mentors and just got to soak it all in. I had a notebook that I'd write stuff down at practice. I'd get to talk to them and do all that. And then kind of rolled that into some play-by-play and color commentary stuff with them, which was fantastic. I got to call the 2005 Women's College Cup once upon a time. Before now it's all big time and is on big networks. And so that was a great experience for me. And it gave me a different view of the game because you're sitting up higher, and I got to go in and listen to the halftime team talks and kind of give my input. And every now and then again, they'd use it, and you see a big smile on my face, like, oh, they something I said, and so, that was a really great time as I graduated and stayed there and was coaching some youth club soccer at the time as well, to really kind of get my feet wet going forward.
Nice. And so obviously you said you grew up playing soccer a lot. How did you decide that was the sport you wanted to focus on, or at least find the most interesting? Like, did you try other sports along the way, or was it always soccer?
Yeah, no, Nebraska is cool because you still see a lot of kids that play multiple sports. That seems to be going by the wayside. The further away we get, everybody wants to specialize early. But no, I grew up, I played soccer in the fall, basketball in the winter, baseball in the spring, and then golf and swimming in the summer. And that was like, I loved it. But it took until I was, I would have been 13 when I finally started to drop a couple things. I still played golf, but not at a high level or anything. That I stopped playing tournaments. I played baseball, and the team I was on was unbelievable. Ryan Langerhans, who made it to the bigs and played for the Braves, was on our team. And I've never seen anybody hit one out of the park into somebody's front yard and out of the park over a train other than that guy. But the more I played, the more I realized I loved basketball and soccer because it was just nonstop. Whereas with baseball, I had a great time playing and I loved it, but I'd get a little bit antsy standing at shortstop or moving out to center field. And I loved running and chasing balls down, and you love hitting, but there was always that break. And so that's when I kind of started to look at basketball and soccer. Wanted to play. I've always been a guy that likes playing or wanted to play for coaches. I wanted to play football for Lou Holtz at Notre Dame. I've never put pads on in my life, so that wasn't going to happen. I wanted to play basketball at North Carolina for Dean Smith. Was never going to hit 6'2", and shooting like Steph Curry wasn't a thing back then. So that was out. So I realized, kind of as I finished my sophomore season of playing basketball for high school, that I probably needed to go the soccer route, and had opportunities to play in college and just didn't think that was what I wanted to do. In hindsight, I wish I would have done it knowing that you're going to go coach, but it all worked out. I got to play for the club team at A&M. The boys won a national championship for club soccer in 2003. And in the meantime, I got to really figure out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, and that was to coach.
Nice. And a question I me personally wanted to ask here. We're obviously both from Texas here, but what is the soccer culture like in Austin? Because I know in San Antonio it's prestigious there, and I'm sure it's not unprestigious anywhere else. But what is it like specifically in Austin, Texas?
Yeah, Austin's great. the game itself has grown. Like, you and I are now from the same place, but from two different times, right? So when I was growing up, these massive clubs didn't exist. So Lone Star is a huge soccer club in Austin. They have a presence in San Antonio as well. They didn't exist for me. My brother's 10 years younger than I am, and he ended up playing for Lone Star a couple years after they got going. But back then, Capital was a big deal, and you'd travel with them some. The Longhorns were out in Georgetown, and they played. But yeah, it was great. And the longer we've gone forward, you see bigger and bigger players coming out of Texas, both be it Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, a lot of those places. Our team has a guy from Corpus who's killing it. So, we just graduated Brian, who was a guy out of Dallas who we loved and was great for the program. So, it's different, right? The coasts have a lot of talent. Texas, because you can play year round, has a lot of talent, and just the number of people as well, right? So if you've got in Nebraska, for example, we probably have, a couple thousand kids that play. You have a couple thousand kids that play in just one small part of Austin. So you get a little bit better development when you just have to push yourself to be better than everybody else. And when you have more numbers, that's one of those things that kind of happens too. But yeah, it's great to go home and recruit. There's a lot of talent at all different ages, at all different clubs, all different levels. And so finding the ones that want to make the jump and not just play in college, but maybe are looking for something different, get out of the state. Maybe it is too hot for some of them, and when it's a day like this outside and we're like, oh man, it's hot. And you go down there and it's 105 and you're like, well, this really isn't that bad. So it's great to bring those players up here when I can.
Nice. Yeah. And kind of going back to the journey then with the not playing collegiately, obviously, like you're saying, knowing that you're a coach now, maybe that is something that you would have tried to explore, but I'm sure there's still some advantages you did learn just taking a different route there. What are some things along the way, whether it was the managerial type of things or just along the entire, not untraditional journey, but untraditional, at least for college coaches in some sense? What did you learn that kind of took you from there to you now?
Yeah, I think it's important to have played the game at a high level in certain scenarios, right? With no time left, you don't know what it's like when your team is taking a corner kick if you haven't been in that scenario, right? For you, I mean, we all as kids imagined coming up in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs and the bases loaded, needing those 4 runs to win the game, right? Yep. It's those things in your mind. But when you play at a high level, and club can get you there as well. Some high schools, especially in Nebraska, can get you there. But the experience I got was unique in the fact that I got to do a little bit of everything before I became a head coach. So I was a manager who had to do laundry and messed it up. I mean, we had some white shorts with maroon numbers stitched onto the leg, and I was shown how to do the laundry. Hey, you put the whites in, you throw some bleach in, you're going to be good to go. I was like, okay, great. Thankfully, it was in the spring and we were getting new uniforms, but those came out with green numbers because of the bleach. So I very quickly had to learn and adjust and understand, man, I just would have cost the program a lot of money because I ruined the jerseys. And so, you start at that level and you have now an appreciation for every position in the program because it takes all of those to run a good program, whether you're helping clean the locker room or doing the laundry or you're organizing travel. All of those positions are vitally important for your program to run well and smooth and not have hiccups when you're out on the road, or you don't have your laundry done in time for the game, or it's all wrinkled when it comes out and you look unprofessional. So I got to experience a lot of different areas that I would say there's probably not there's a handful maybe of coaches that have kind of done it that way. I'm certainly not going to say that I'm the only one because that can't be true. But it is unique. I mean, a lot of people go straight from playing and jump into coaching. I got to sit behind, whether it was as a manager, a play-by-play caller, a color commentary, a volunteer assistant, an assistant coach, behind some people that are unbelievable in this game. John Walker at Nebraska gave me a shot with my first like real assistant coaching position as a volunteer there, and helped me get to HBU or now HCU. And I will be forever grateful. I mean, I still go and watch some of his practices. I'll catch a game with my kids from time to time when I have a chance. But another unbelievable coach. I mean, when I got to Nebraska, I came from A&M and I went to Nebraska, and they were the two winningest women's soccer programs in the Big 12. Wow. I think when both left, I think they had 12 and 13 titles apiece, right? And I think the next closest had like 3. And so I got to learn 2 different styles as well. So A&M was very team focused and hit the recruiting trail hard. And you saw a lot of times that freshmen and sophomores would jump some of the juniors and seniors because of talent. And then you flip that over to Nebraska. Nebraska at the time had sent, I think, the second or third most players to the pros because of player development. And so you saw a lot more kids going and playing junior and senior year and making an impact than you did freshman, sophomore. Not to say that it didn't happen. Certainly there were quite a few studs when I was there that made that move. But just being able to see what it looked like to really focus on individual technique and skills at the college level and find a way to make that pay off with titles versus such a team-oriented concept. You've got to buy into the philosophy and the culture and make that side work as well, allowed me to kind of pick and choose what I liked, right? Like, oh man, I love this aspect of the game and I love this aspect of the game. To kind of create your own was invaluable for me, for sure.
Nice. And then I know one thing that definitely, I'm not too sure. Again, I'm not in too many conversations with too many head coaches of university soccer programs, but with the play-by-play and the color commentary in there, was obviously that gives you a different lens of the game in some facet there. What was that something you always wanted to do? Is that something that was there anything you also took from that also helped you on the coaching journey in ways?
Yeah, I mean, I think in all honesty, if I could retire and be a play-by-play guy or something, I would love that. That would be my dream job. And now that I have a family, right? I love chasing the game and doing all, but to watch, to study, to evaluate players is one of the things that I truly enjoy. And that helped me probably more in recruiting than I have ever really thought about. When you sit and you're having to give analysis of the game and you're constantly watching and dissecting, not only does it help you in the film room later when you're trying to scout for your next opponent, or fix some of the mistakes that you might have made, it really allows you to look at it and say, okay, well, the guy out on the wing or the girl out on the wing loves to just fly down the side and cut back inside. They don't want to go to that non-dominant foot. Okay, well, let me write that down. So as I'm either going to prepare my team, I can now see that and tell them, look, they're coming inside 95% of the time. You've got to be ready for that. You can't completely give the outside away, but at the same time, understand that's not their first, second, or third look. They want to come in. But it translates to the soccer field when you're looking at, freshmen through seniors in high school, whether it's in high school or club, because we don't get to see them game in and game out. So I need your best 15 minutes when I sit down on that field, because there's so many games I have to go watch at tournaments. If you show me something that I like in that moment, I'll make sure to pencil it in and I'll come back the next day. Can you replicate? If you can, I'm really excited about you. If you can't, maybe you scored twice and it was the game of your life, and then the next 2 times I watch you, you're nowhere to be found. Yeah. Okay, but I developed that skill from watching the game, because that was something that, you get privy to when you're a little bit higher in the sky. You're watching the whole game. You don't have to just concentrate on the ball. You can look at those backside runs and who's moving. And from above, it's a lot easier to see. No different than why they put a football coach up in the box and calling plays versus down on the sideline sometimes.
Yeah, wow, that's actually a great point there. I never really tried to connect those dots there with the coaches up there. But yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's definitely something I wasn't too familiar you actually had in your background, and that's something I for a couple games this past season, I was actually in the booth up there with Jim for a couple games with y'all. So that was awesome. I mean, me and him had some good talks. I used to play goalie, so I gave some goalie insight every now and then.
Love that.
It was awesome. With
Shout
that
out
being
to
said,
Jim.
yes, one of the greatest. Huge, just we got to get him on a show at some point
For sure,
here. But yeah,
for sure.
great guy. With that being said, we'll be taking our first break here. Got a lot more to get into. Probably going to talk some more Wesleyan specific, just on what you look for athletes, and a lot more just Wesleyan talk here. This is Real Talk with Rudy Gres the 4th, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Hey, Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion with Window World Lincoln. Are you ready to transform your home? We offer exceptional replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing that will elevate your home's curb appeal and value. As a nationally known, locally owned business, we treat you like family and work tirelessly to deliver the best for less. Don't wait to give your home the upgrade it deserves. Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or check out windowworldlincoln.com. Let's make your home the talk of the neighborhood.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $198 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1008623, $198 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 14,000 to signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7/6/26.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Starter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at starterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
If you become ill or injured at work and need an experienced attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court, protect your rights and freedom to get you the best possible results for your case and the justice you deserve. Trust your rights and freedom to Liberty Law Group, attorneys serving Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hi, Kendall Warnock here, owner of A1 Automotive. If you own a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, or Mini, specialized service matters. Our team uses advanced diagnostic equipment, OE equipment, including factory-level software, to accurately diagnose and repair your vehicle. Dealer-level capabilities with hometown service. A1 Automotive, 1117 L Street. You can call us 402-477-4660.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends.
New from Arbor Axe House comes Benny's Battle Barge, the mobile axe throwing adventure. Perfect for festivals, parties, fundraisers, and celebrations. Charter the barge at arboraxe.com or call Arbor Axe House at 402-802-9696. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, buddy, here we go. Just keep your eye on the ball. All right, just swing right through it. Yeah, good job. Way to go. Hey, run it out. Okay.
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Reality is setting in. Now back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back for our second segment here on Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. If you missed the first segment, now that we are back on airwaves, on all radio airwaves, not just streaming now, we are joined live by NWU head soccer coach Brandon Vanilla. Sorry, I got some baseball in there. That was not good.
Hey, can I get that contract?
Yeah, that's one of the craziest things to me. Still, I'm not.
For sure.
That's another conversation. I think that's coming up on July 1st or something, or 4th of July, something like that.
Yep.
Good for him. That's baseball money's insane. We'll figure that one out. But obviously, Coach, you've had a journey to not just being a head coach, but obviously along the ways, lots of stops. Something I'm always curious whenever I talk to any coach at Wesleyan in general, what to you made Nebraska Wesleyan the perfect choice? What made it seem like this is where you did want to spend some time? And obviously the program's in a great spot. We'll talk about that for sure. But what drew you into that on your first time here and making you want to make that decision?
Yeah, my path here was a little bit different because I met my wife when I was working at Nebraska. She was over in dental school. When fast forward through all of that, she wanted to move back this way. She's originally from South Dakota, has family up in Omaha. We actually were just there this weekend celebrating her parents' 50th wedding anniversary. Shout out to them. But overall, we came back up here and I had an opportunity to be the assistant coach with Wesleyan. And so in 2017, I was the assistant for both the men and the women. And when the head coach of the program, he was doing both, left that next spring, it gave me the opportunity to take over the men's side. And it was a great fit. Wesleyan is a place that is kind of a hidden gem. You're a Division III school where, as you know, from traveling within the conference or even nationally to play games, there aren't a lot of Division III schools in cool cities. That's not a knock on any of the places we've been or any of the locations, but man, we've got an airport you can fly into. Mm-hmm. So if you're not from here, you can get home quickly. If this one's too small, you can drive up to Omaha. We get concerts. We get The Bananas were just here, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's such a big draw venue. We've had guys on the team that have gone to College Game Day when they've come to Nebraska.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things we talk about with our program is, look, this is a great place to be because it's a small campus, it's a close community. You'll get to know all your professors. But using my own example, my brother and I are from the same family, have the same parents, had the same upbringing. I went to Texas A&M with 50,000 kids. My brother went to a school in Steubenville, Ohio, which had about the same size that we did. We both loved our experiences, him at Franciscan, me at A&M. So if you are ever, man, it's a little too small. I want to meet more people. There's another 20,000 kids down the road that you can go hang out with because all of our guys will know people over there. You can make some friends. So it's kind of the best of both worlds when you look at it from the student perspective, right? You can get all of the things you want from an academic side of things, and a great experience there. You can play in athletics at a high level, which is fantastic. And you get everything that a great city has to offer. So it was really a no-brainer when they asked, hey, do you want to be a head coach? And I said, yeah, this will be a fantastic place to try to grow a program that has a history from a long time ago of being extremely good. And we've had a little bit of a break, and now we're trying to hopefully turn the corner and get us back into that world.
Yeah. So I have always wondered this too, because again, we talk to coaches all the time, but there's just some conversations I just don't end up having, or questions I just don't get to ask, like my baseball coaches and such. But back to what you were saying about the smallness of Wesleyan. Obviously, I think people hear that and think, oh, there's nothing going on, but our campus is pretty involved, I think. And so when you are recruiting these guys, how much does that, I know you mentioned that you bring it up to recruits, but when you are not selling them on the campus, but bringing it up, how much of that do you think does sway some of these athletes into making this decision?
Yeah, I think it's huge. Again, we'll use you as the example. You're not from here, right? I'm not from here. My assistants aren't from here.
Yeah.
And so, well, Mark now is, so we love him, but it's one of those things that it's really hard for parents. I have 4 of my own now. They're young. They haven't gone into this world yet, but to let somebody go that you care about and love and you're used to seeing every single day is really difficult, right? From a family perspective. The ability to be able to fly in and come see your kiddos on the weekend for their games, or just to come up and say hi and support them, that's a huge selling factor, not just to the student athlete who wants to go home on the holidays or for the summer, but to the parents as well. When you get into the world of college sports, your level kind of finds you, right? And that's not to say that, oh, well, you're not good enough to play up there. My job is to go try to persuade you to come play for us. And so we are looking at all of those aspects. Yes, you can play. That's why we want you. Yes, you're a good student. That's why we want you. But you know what? Yeah, maybe you could go there and play in 2 or 3 years because you've got to kind of wait behind the guys that are already there. You might have a shot to play year 1 for us. And so when you look at those things and then you couple it with the city, you're not talking about, I know the coach from a school down in Texas. It's really close to San Antonio, but it's not San Antonio. That's a much harder sell than it is to sell Lincoln.
Gotcha.
It's a much harder sell if I was in a couple different spots in our conference. I won't put them on blast, but it's a much harder sell to sell that than it is here, because honestly, you don't have to do much. When they go, oh, you just saw Morgan Wallen in concert? Well, that's not a hard thing to get kids to want to come to. So, it's a huge piece of our recruiting process. But the reality is everything we do in the recruiting process is tell the truth. I'm not trying to sell you to get you, and then what I told you was kind of false, or maybe it worked. No. Everything we're going to talk about in that recruiting process is going to be honest facts that you can go look on a website, or you can go figure out what's coming next. because if we do our job right, we're bringing in guys that make us better, that beat out players on the field. And then if we're doing our job right as a coach, we're training up our guys so that they're better than the guys we're bringing in. That ladder only moves up. But if we lie to you, you come in here, or let's not say lie, maybe that's harsh. If we sell you and you get here and everything we talked about isn't reality, you're now looking for an exit. What school can I transfer to? The transfer portal is real in all levels. And so I'm going to jump back in there and go somewhere else. Well, now you're starting your job over in the recruiting process. I've got to now go replace you in this next class. And we're both, it's a lose-lose. It's not a win-win. And so one of the things we pride ourselves on is we've only had 2 guys leave the program to play somewhere else since I've been there. One went to UNO and one went over to Europe. We've had guys leave and hang up the boots or come, a couple have transferred to like Nebraska, right? They love the area. They stick around. A lot of guys that are just done, they're done playing and they finish out at Wesleyan, right? All of those are good processes, but I'm proud of the fact that we try really hard to get it right on the first go round. It's that stat won't stay, right? Just the reality of it is there's too many kids. Things change in life. But what we can say is it's a rarity for guys to want to leave the program because what we told them isn't true.
And so when you are recruiting these guys, obviously, like you mentioned, the consistency is going to matter. The student athlete aspect is going to matter. What are some things that, if a recruit may be listening, what are some things that matter to you more than some of these potential recruits may even realize right now?
Yeah. I mean, it's such a world where humility is lacking. And whether that's on social media forums or in real life or your parents, right? All of those things matter. And what I mean by that is if you can trash talk with the best of them, fine. There's a spot for that in sports. But when that game ends, if you can't also go shake a hand and be a good winner and a good loser, that's an issue for me. Because for us in our program, we will only bring in guys that fit our culture. And we've worked really hard to get it to where it is now. And the guys themselves are the guiding force of what the culture is. We helped shape it and frame it and give it parameters. They came up with our team values. And those are in our locker room now above the lockers. And we talk about it at the opening of every year. Guys, this is what we are. This is who we are. This is how we're going to play and act. And if we do that right, we will see the results on the field. Because again, we know you're coming in with talent. We know you're coming in with the ability to succeed in the classroom. Now it's our job to put it together on the field. But if I go watch you play and I am sitting in the stands and maybe it's the first time I'm coming out to watch you play and your parents don't know who I am, they haven't realized I'm in the stands, but for 45 minutes of the first half, they are berating the referee. They are asking, they don't understand why the coach is doing this or that. That might all be true, right? They might not be false. But what I know to be a fact is that translates to you, and it's not a great situation because now you become a hothead on the field. You get a yellow. Now I got to take you off the field before you get that next yellow, and now you're off and we're playing down a player. And when you get to college, I won't ever have a conversation with your parents about playing time. That's not a real thing.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter if your parents think you're the greatest thing to ever play and you're the next Messi or Ronaldo. The reality is if you want to have that conversation, you have to be the adult and come clip your film, sit in my office. We'll watch it all. We'll go through it together. We'll show you the things that we like, the things you got to work on. I'm going to ask, what are you thinking in this moment here so that I can start to better understand? And it might be something that you did that I loved. And it might be something that you did that I want to know that's probably not the way I would have done this, but let's talk through it. So now I can start to understand what you're thinking. You can get where I'm coming from. Now we can grow as a group. But if mom and dad are knocking on the door or emailing, hey, what is going on here? That's just not going to work. And it doesn't work for anyone. And the thing we tell our guys is and I've had this conversation with a few different athletes over my time, not just at Wesleyan, but in general, right? This is a much bigger thing than one school. Your parents love you. They think you are the best. I want that for you. I don't want them to second guess that. You need that cheerleader in your life, but you have to become the person that can decipher, is that great cheerleading? Is that great encouragement? Is that positive reinforcement? If it is, take it, run with it, use it, become better because of it. But if it starts to distract you from, well, they think I'm great, they said I should have been on the field, and now you're not going to go work on the things that we talked about to make you better, now we've hit that line of we're crossing over the wrong way. And so you see that more in the youth game than you ever will in the college game, because in the college game, parents are over here in the stands. In the professional game, they're in the stands, right? When you put a lawn chair out at a club game, or you're sitting in the stands at a high school game and I can hear what's going on, that's a different world. And so again, those are things that I think a lot of coaches, I'm not unique to this, we want to know, where do you come from? What do you value? Do you fit what we want to do? And every place is going to be different. So just because maybe you don't fit Coach Brandon's ideas, that doesn't mean you're not a good player. That doesn't mean you're not a good person. That doesn't mean anything. That just means, hey, this isn't the best fit. Let's go find the next one that is. And so I think that's the piece that as recruits, if they're listening, are looking into colleges, you got to go talk to the coaches. I want to talk to the player. I don't want to talk to mom and dad when you come on the recruiting visit. That's great. And they will have some questions that are important, and we definitely want to answer those. But I want to know who you are as a person, as a player. Are you able to carry on a conversation and fit into what I know our team is looking for? And then we're going to give you an opportunity, hopefully, if it's during the school year, to come visit. You're going to get to meet our players. That's so important, because if you're a good fit, they will tell me. If you're not a good fit, they will also tell me. And I trust those guys because I know they want to win in the same fashion that we're building, and they want to bring in guys that fit that. And so if that's the case, it's going to be a green light. If it's not, now we have to have a different conversation about how can we either get it there, or, hey, maybe this isn't the best fit.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's great too, because like you're saying too, I mean, once you get to college, it is extremely different. At least in the smaller things become a little bigger. Like you're saying, the playing time talks, that's something that for baseball too. And like you're saying, all coaches alike, it should be that player to coach connection. And I think that's in the maturity of it too, when you're looking at some of these recruits. And that's something that always stood out to me for sure. Absolutely. Was the maturity of guys that are always coming in after me was always interesting to see, and in good ways for sure, but always a great time here. We will be taking our second final break here of the hour. This is Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV, joined by NWU's head soccer coach, Brandon Manila here. 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
This summer, Salt Dogs fans are making history at Haymarket Park. We're celebrating 25 seasons of grit, grins, heart, and hometown pride. Lincoln, you built this stadium. You named this team. And season after season, it's you, the fans, that keep us coming back for more. So let our thank you be our promise. The best is yet to come. Your local tradition plays on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends.
Hi, Charlie Stone again, and Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln will be joining me shortly to talk about a milestone accomplishment at Honda of Lincoln. But before I talk to Andy, I'd like to add a comment of my own. I know you have a lot of choices when buying a new or pre-owned vehicle. It was just announced that Honda of Lincoln is once again the winner for the Lincoln's Choice Award for new car dealers. It's not easy to win that award because it's all based on the highest level of customer satisfaction. I think Honda of Lincoln really is your best choice. Now let's talk to Andy.
Thanks, Charlie, and thanks for your kind words.
Andy, tell us what it takes to win an award like this.
Will do, Charlie. It's about being customer focused. Our sales and service team have been with us for a long time, and every day, all they focus on is a 100% customer satisfaction. It's really that simple.
Maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
When your business is ready for its next move, I'm here to help make it happen. I'm Corey Vandeweghe, Commercial Loan Officer at Midwest Bank on 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Lincoln is full of bold ideas and hardworking business owners, and I'm proud to support the people driving that progress. Whether you're launching something new or investing in growth, I'll work with you to find lending solutions that move your business forward. Swing in anytime. I'd love to hear what you're building. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
When you or someone you know has been seriously injured and you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will fight for the justice you deserve in court to get the very best possible outcome. Trust the compassionate and hardworking attorneys at Liberty Law Group when you need an attorney in Nebraska or Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Reality is setting in. Now back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back to our final segment here with NWU head soccer coach Brandon Bonilla. Got it right this time. Coach, I know we mentioned before or right after the break off air here, something you said that I want to kind of harp on here for our listeners as well as us in here. You mentioned that there is another school in town. We love them as well. Everybody knows about them. But there are also some great things happening in the black and gold for Nebraska Wesleyan. What are some things that, one, you're excited for that are coming up, whether it's soccer or just Wesleyan in general? And then to kind of go back with that, what are some things that do make Wesleyan stand out as its own university in its own way?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, from the soccer side, I'm really excited. We returned 4 guys that were first-team all-conference guys, Keisha, Max, Will, and Frank. Owen Glagowski would have been in that group too. Unfortunately, he took a injury that knocked him out for all of conference. So I'm excited to get him back. Yep. He's an absolute terror. And we return a great group. And then on top of that, we're bringing in our largest class ever that I think has a chance to really put a stamp on it. The league is super tight. There were 5 teams that finished within 2 points last year of first place. We were one of those. Unfortunately, and this is what we spent our entire spring talking about, we weren't fit enough as a team. And so we lost or tied a couple games in the final minute or two of matches that cost us points in the league and in the regular season. And so the guys have put in a ton of work to try to get us over that hump and win our first title in a really long time. Max Matthews was a all-region guy for us this past year, the first one the program's had since 2002. So we're making progress in that. Really excited about the guys coming in and the returning class. It should be a really fun year on the field competitively. And then you switch over to the school and the university as a whole, looking at what the investment is into the nursing program and the HHP and having a new building that's in the works here shortly. We're really excited about that stuff. We've had quite a few guys come out going into dental school. Zach Weiss, who was a phenomenal player for us, an academic All-American, is at Harvard Law. And so you look at those things and you're like, man, they do some really great things at the upper level, but we also produce a ton of excellent teachers, a lot of great business guys. We've got guys that have gone through and done finance stuff that know way more than I will ever know about how to make and save money. And so I lean on them when I need to. So the school as a whole is fantastic when you look at the education piece as well. But there's also, a great community where athletes are now starting to support other athletes and make it out to other events. You're getting a growing population of the general students coming out as they get to know the guys and girls more. So it's really exciting from those things. There's a great structure over at the library and the Cooper Center to help kids succeed, not just athletes in general. There's free tutoring for students on campus. You just go over to the Cooper Center. It's kind of a community of learning area. They got coffee and snacks, but then you can get tutors and do what you came to do, right? And that's get that education. So the campus is beautiful. Shout out to the grounds crew that's killing it over the summer. We talked about it being hot at the start of this. They're out there today getting after it. So kudos to them. The guys that are and the ladies that are doing the behind the scenes stuff that are always helping the locker room area, whether it's making it look nice, repairing something that we broke, right? It goes without saying, but it's a community effort, and the community at Wesleyan is very strong.
And that is a word I think when people ask me my most about what Nebraska Wesleyan was like over the last 4 or 5 years for me, it's always going to be the community of it all. I mean, like you said, it's a smaller campus, but still it's not too small either. You can still branch out and be yourself, but you're able to meet some amazing people that no matter what, I think the coolest thing about it, whether it's another team's coach or another professor that I hardly see, or even if one that I know the best, they all want the best for you at Nebraska Wesleyan. I think that stands out above all. Obviously, loved playing baseball, loved everything with that, but the community is always going to stand out, as I do with any guest I usually have on here. You got any final shout outs you want to get out before we wrap things up here? Anybody that's tuning in, anything you want to throw out of there before we get out of here?
Yeah, my son told me that he was going to be listening. So what up, Bray man?
There you go.
Love ya. Go P Wolves.
Yep. All right, well, thank you. This was our second hour here, again, joined by NWU head soccer coach Brandon Vanilla. This was a great hour. We'll be hopefully looking forward to having you on here again in the near future for sure. We'll keep some updates on that. Real Talk with Rudy Gres the fourth. Third hour continues here, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Where there's smoke, there's flavor, and there's plenty of that at the Smokehouse at Super Saver in Russ's Market. Award-winning, old world recipes made in Lincoln since 1984 with many flavors and smoked sausage and brats to choose from. The Smokehouse has something special for every season: brats and sausage for the grill, beef sticks and beef jerky for snacking, and smoked salmon, smoked turkey, and smoked hams for your holiday feast. Stop by the Smokehouse at Super Saver in Russ's Market today to fulfill your search for real flavor.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC in Louisville. Koppel is proud to be the highest-rated GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln areas based on Google reviews. Right now, get 0% financing for 60 months on new Silverado and Sierra 1500 models. But hurry, the 0% financing offer won't last long. Visit us in Louisville or check us out online at koppelcars.com.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
When your business is ready for its next move, I'm here to help make it happen. I'm Corey Vandeweghe, Commercial Loan Officer at Midwest Bank on 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Lincoln is full of bold ideas and hardworking business owners, and I'm proud to support the people driving that progress. Whether you're launching something new or investing in growth, I'll work with you to find lending solutions that move your business forward. Swing in anytime. I'd love to hear what you're building. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs, quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside's margaritas and old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, two-time national champion with Window World Lincoln. Are you ready to transform your home? We offer exceptional replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing that will elevate your home's curb appeal and value. As a nationally known, locally owned business, we treat you like family and work tirelessly to deliver the best for less. Don't wait to give your home the upgrade it deserves. Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or check out windowworldlincoln.com. Let's make your home the talk of the neighborhood.
The headlines, they can lie. The scoreboard, it can mislead. But Rudy, whether you like it or not, will keep it real. Get your dose of reality during Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back to our third hour here on Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket. I'm not going to lie, guys. I know I started off the first hour and the last hour saying that it's hot and I don't like it, but I'm going to be honest. We got a beautiful view down here from 1040 O Street, and I'm very envious of the people walking by right now. Simply because I could be – not okay, let me reiterate this. Simply because I would love to be enjoying the sunshine. Not saying I don't want to be in here on air because I love that. And it is always great. But with that being said, I mean, who's not going to enjoy the summer sun? As a Texas native, I envy it. But if y'all are just catching in, great second hour. Go back, YouTube, rewind, whatever you got to do. Red Circle podcast did after the hour here. Great talk with NWU's head men's soccer coach, Brandon Bonilla. It was a great talk. Again, as a Nebraska Wesleyan graduate myself, being able to see behind the lens here, because I can tell you about my journey at Wesleyan. I can tell you about what got me there. I can tell you about what I love about it. I can tell you what I enjoy about my coaches, about my teammates, my peers, my professors. I can tell you everything about Wesleyan from my perspective. And my perspective will be different from my teammates and be different from my classmates for sure. But it's always going to be even more different when it comes from a professor or a head coach. Whatever the case may be, that is what I'm getting at. That it is a different lens that we are trying to shine a light on here at 93.7 The Ticket. So if you also missed yesterday's one-on-one with DP, joined by NWU's head swimming coach, Kyle Hunt, great guy, such as Coach Bobby as well. Just great guys who really care about the programs that they're a part of, one, but care about the school that they are coaching at and the entire athletic department as a whole. Yes, I didn't bring up baseball because there's no necessary need to do that. But I know that I have seen Coach Hunt as well as Coach Brandon Manila at many games for Nebraska Wesleyan baseball. And we touched on that in the last segment with Coach Bobby here about there's so much overlap within the students. Not just because, we go to school, I have to go there. Here's the thing about Nebraska Wesleyan, okay? Baseball, we are the only, as well as softball, baseball and softball are the only teams that have to truly compete home games. Away, not away, but neutral site is how I like to describe it. Because, yes, we have a home stadium. Yes, we play at a beautiful facility that was just built, just completed our second season there at Sandhills Global Youth Center, just down the road from here. Amazing. I mean, again, there's nothing to complain about with that field, nothing at all. My one gripe, I would love to have a stadium on campus, but beggars can't be choosers, especially when you're given such a beautiful facility. But what I'm getting at here is that we are the one of two sports that have to compete off campus. Not away, not neutral, but I'll stick with off campus is the phrase and word I would be sticking with, because it is what it is. But our crowds are still packed, just as well as the soccer matches get packed, just as well as the volleyball games get insanely packed. Basketball, soccer, like I mentioned, for men's and women's, great showings. Could always be better across all boards of every sport. Football games get packed. Swim meets look insanely fun. That's usually during baseball weekends, so we have not had the luxury of being able to go to a swim meet in my time. Been to a couple, I believe, in my freshman year, but have not made a trip since. Now that we got more time, now that we got more to do, I might be indulging. Regardless, it's a great talk. I was very much told that my college years, and this hour I'm going to be probably harping more on the Nebraska Wesleyan side of things here. First hour, talked a lot of sports, a lot of baseball up there. And if you feel inclined, want to be a part of the show, 402-464-5685. That is the Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line. We'll be all good. If you want to send whatever comes to mind, Wesleyan or not, we'll get to every question, answer everything that comes across the board. That is my promise here to you guys. GBR Captain on the YouTube comment line. Good evening, everyone. Jesus Christ King. How are you doing today? Great weather. GBR Captain as well. Always great to see you in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a good one here. Back to the Wesleyan talks of what I was going to get at. I was told that college are going to be some of the best days of my life. And I growing up, that like the cliches were always there. You know, I mean, not to diss that college wasn't the greatest, and we'll get into that, but you hear that with a lot. High school's going to be, middle school's fun, right? Yeah, great. I enjoyed all these stops across the way because they all shaped me into who I am. And like I told Coach Bobby before we wrap things up in the last segment, my favorite thing to ever talk about when it comes to Wesleyan is always going to be the community, always going to be the support. Because for a kid like me from San Antonio, Texas, who is 14 plus hours away from my family and my childhood friends, I'm away from everything I was accustomed to on this journey. I didn't have anything to fall back on. I mean, yes, I had buddies up here, but even just coming into freshman year, it was extremely difficult. I've always been someone that, if you can't tell, love talking. But that freshman year, you get here and it's like, okay, I can't do that right now because I can't talk to many people. I don't know too many people outside of this baseball team. I don't know too many people that really are there like that. And for some people, that might have been just a scary time. And it was. I mean, it wasn't an easy time for me. I didn't enjoy it. like I said, as someone who can just talk and talk and talk and talk, if you haven't noticed, in the best ways, of course, it was hard. It was hard having to come into a new environment and understand that, one, I don't know anybody here. Two, these are different norms from the San Antonio, Texas norms culturally in the society that I have to adjust to now. And I think if I would have gone to a bigger university out of state, I don't think I'd have the success I would as a person, as well as an athlete, but as a person, because Nebraska Wesleyan really shaped who I am. It shaped what I'm good at now. I got there on campus. My journey to Wesleyan was an interesting one. I mean, I will bring up the baseball side 100% because as a senior in high school, COVID was my junior year. Yes, COVID was my junior year. That threw a lot off the rails for me, recruiting wise, because I was having a great junior year. Things were going great. I was able to be on an elite travel team down in San Antonio. I was getting my name out there. I was doing things right. COVID happens, halts all of that. Rosters get backed up in NCAA in college. So now we're recruiting things a little different. Now instead of 4 classes I'm competing with /3 because one's on the way out, now it's a strict 4 with a 5th one there. Now it's my freshman class as well as the 5th year seniors, as we all know from all the sports around college, including some of our sports here in Lincoln, that 5th year was a difficult one to overcome because, yes, at the end of the day, you should be playing your guys who are more experienced, veterans who can get the job done. But at the same time, I know what I'm capable of and everything. And so what got me here, GBR, perfect timing to ask here. What got me here specifically to Nebraska Wesleyan University, it's easy for me to say baseball, but I think baseball is what gave me the avenue to have the opportunity to come to Nebraska Wesleyan because I knew wherever I wanted to go, I knew it was going to be baseball was my, not reasoning, but baseball was the compass, if you will. Baseball was the reason I was going to get there, but now that I have these talents, now that everything's in place, that's what's going to be the driving factor, and then we can build around that. And so my senior year of high school comes around. I'm having a great season, was top percentage, I want to say top 10% of batting averages in Texas. Had a great year through it all. Struck out like 4 times, I think, that senior year. So I was having a great year. It was high school ball. Summer ball was great. Things were lining up. I was talking to many coaches. I had JUCOs interested, NAIAs interested, other D3s, high D2s. There was a lot going on at this time for me. And when baseball for me has been such a huge part of my personality and who I am, I used to say it. I don't play baseball. I'm a baseball player, and that's completely true. But I think to some extent, baseball took over my personality for a while. So when I got to Wesleyan, I started at the bottom of the totem pole, got recruited by head coach John Ripel at the time. I knew I was going to be developing a little more there, but the want was there. He saw what I could become. He saw what I already was talented, but with the tweaking, with the guidance, with the development, with the strength program, with everything that everybody got on campus, there was no reason why I couldn't be even better than I already was getting here. And so the want was always something that was there. And the want was something that truly taught me that, okay, these guys want me. I talked to my head coach of my summer ball team, and we had a phone call. And I was down to 2 schools, one in Tennessee and one in Lincoln, Nebraska. I told him, I said, here are the perks of both. Here are not the cons, but here are some of the things that stand out this way. And the one thing he told me that, and if you saw the first step, and I can tie baseball into everything as well as recruiting journey, he said, go where you're wanted. That should be it. Yes, you're going to have pros and cons the most. And yes, both of these coaches are going to be telling you what you really want to hear. That's the recruiting process. But at the end of the day, you can tell which one wants you more. And with that, the answer was very simple. Thank you. Have a great day, coach. Hung up. And that was it. Looked at my mom and I was like, yeah, like he gave me the advice of go where I really am wanted. Where I'm wanted is Nebraska Wesleyan. And from day one, it never changed. From day one, yes, I might have been scared. I might have been nervous when I got to campus. I was trying my best to make friends. Did that. Trying my best to make friends with some of the teammates and guys on the team. Did that. Did my best to try to be an active player. Didn't do that. Freshman year, had to basically, redshirt JV. Okay, cool. I'll admit that on the chin. And it was for the better. It developed. It allowed me to understand what a full year of college looks like. And it allowed me to see that during a baseball season, here's what I'm going to have to keep up with. And it also gave me some grace to also develop and understand that, okay, if I'm not there right now, hey, we got more years to get through. It's not the end of the world. It was difficult, but it taught me a lot. GBR Captain on the YouTube comment line here. Baseball has probably allowed you to meet a lot of great people, and I completely agree. I know I mentioned that, yes, school will be coming first, obviously, but baseball is what got me into Lincoln, Nebraska, got me to the capital city here. And it's so funny for me to think about, because I do think of a lot of situations in this type of lens of, if this didn't happen, this wouldn't have happened at all. I usually go backwards and like, okay, well, I have this is great. And this isn't to like try to learn from mistakes. It's more of like just a reflection of what has really got me to where I am here at 93.7 The Ticket. Love everything I'm doing here. Love the opportunities I'm growing into. Love that this is going to hopefully be what I am good at, and hopefully be something that I am proud of, because I am proud of everything I do here at The Ticket. I'm proud of the opportunities I'm given. I'm proud of the things I've earned. I'm proud of the friends I have. This is aside from The Ticket now. I'm proud of the friends I have. I'm proud of the relationships I made. I'm proud of the life I've created in Lincoln, Nebraska. And while baseball might not be the biggest thing in my life anymore in terms of playing, none of the biggest things in my life happen right now without baseball. And so, to your point of baseball has allowed me to meet many great people, absolutely. Whether that is like that, my professors, some of the people I met in college on these baseball teams who, when I get married, whenever that day decides to come, they're gonna be my groomsmen. They're gonna be one of them is probably gonna be my best man. That's not even a dramatic sentence for me to believe in. And it's all because of Lincoln, Nebraska. All because, again, of baseball. I don't have my show. I don't have these opportunities. I don't meet some of the best people here at 93.7 The Ticket if it's not for baseball. And I don't become who I am in these situations if it's not for Nebraska Wesleyan. Because Nebraska Wesleyan, yes, every school, I truly believe, wants the best for every student that is enrolled in their programs. And that's great. But I think Nebraska Wesleyan, they don't look at you as a number. You're not just financial dollars to them. I'm not just an athlete to my coaches. I'm not just the DH to the team. I'm not just the kid who sits in class. I'm not just the communication studies major. I'm not just the yoga club president. I'm not, believe it or not, yoga club president, Rudy Gres, 2023 through 2025. I'm not just the guy who tried to make friends with everybody, and I'm not just the guy who did so much on campus. They see all of that and more. They saw what I could become. They saw what I was on track to be doing. They saw everything that exemplified what a Nebraska Wesleyan Prairie was going to be. And I think that is the best thing I've learned is all of that combined, because you get to Wesleyan, we're all scared. You're meeting everybody. It's icebreaker after icebreaker. Oh, you're from San Antonio? Yeah, I am. Oh, you have a dog? Yeah, I do. Like, the same conversations get over and over, and it's not a bad thing, because, again, this is what's required in classes. But then you start branching out. You start meeting people. You find your groups and everything. And something that I loved the most was, in high school, I was friends with everybody, whether you played sports or not, whether you were in my classes or not, whether you were in my grade or not, no matter what. If I thought you were a good person and you thought I was a good person, chances are we were good friends. Chances are we were going to cross paths. And chances are I had no problem with it. I'm a very friendly person, believe it or not. And so Nebraska Wesleyan, that was my biggest worry when I decided, when I knew that college was coming, I was worried that, okay, like, everything I loved about high school outside of the classes, everything I enjoyed about the community of my high school back home in San Antonio, Texas, Southwest Legacy High School, everything I enjoyed about that and loved about it, I was worried that wasn't going to be the case here, because it was a university. It was college. It was out of state. There was a lot of things I was scared about before I got here, and I don't think I've ever admitted that to anybody, because I'm not going to do that now. But I get here, excuse me, obviously scared. Mentioned that 3 times now. But the way I mentioned it in our first segment here, talking about baseball, it's always been the so what next pitch mentality for me. So what? I'm here now. I'm scared. I don't have friends. I don't have many of this. There's not much I can do besides try to be the best person I am and try to be the best version of myself. And everything's going to fall into place. And I'm not saying friends is the end all be all, but that's where I'll start with, because that was one of the biggest worries. And then you get into these classes, you're meeting people. Again, the Communication Studies Department in Nebraska Wesleyan, top tier. It's the Communication Studies Department in Nebraska Wesleyan is truly one of the things that has shaped me for who I am right now and who I'm going to be for the rest of my life. And again, I go back to the cliches and how I hate how some things people say are very corny at times because I'm like, no, let's have some real dialogue, please. But it's not corny and it's not cliche and it's nothing like that. It is the truth. Whether it's my advisor, Patty Hawk, or Carla Jensen, Dave Witt, Rachel Procor, whoever it is at all in this entire department, they all want the best for you, such as everybody else does. But it is the truth. Exactly. It is the truth. No matter how cliche I want to think it is, it's the complete truth. Because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing on the radio as good as I think I'm doing it if it wasn't for them. If you've tuned in before, I mentioned this to my mother who tunes into every show a couple days ago. I was talking about the Toronto Blue Jays, who I'm a fan of. I was making jokes and I said, man, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., if you're watching this, yada, yada, yada. Do I think Vlad's ever going to watch? Probably not. And if he does, we're going to come back to this clip in however many years that takes. But I've always enjoyed adding humor to things because that's just my way of just talking. That's my way of expressing who I am. And when it came to my communications professions and giving speeches, whether that was important speeches, whether that was speeches to 40 people, 50 people, a full classroom of peers, no matter what it was, my main goal was I don't want to sound like I'm just sharing information. I want people to engage in it. I want people to understand that, okay, what he is saying is one, what he believes, and two, it's entertaining. Because I'm someone, when I'm watching presentations or I'm hearing people share information and talk, I always gravitate more to the ones who can relate it to me or at least can make it personable. And for me, that's humor. And so the communications department, I clearly remember I was giving one of my presentations in class just as we normally would. And I started throwing jokes in there. Not even like regular jokes, just not. I wasn't trying to be funny. I just understood that, okay, I can throw a little riff in here. I can throw a little, not jab, but I can throw a little sprinkle of a joke in here. And it worked. And I remember clearly having talks with my professors about, I told them that is my communication style. I think that is what's going to resonate with people. I'm not here to be a comedian. I'm here to share my exact truth. I'm here to here at the ticket. I'm here to talk about sports. I'm here to give you the Nebraska Wesleyan breakdown. I'm here to give you my baseball life perspective. I'm here to give you Husker pregame talks. I'm here to talk Husker postgame volleyball. I'm here to talk softball postgame. I'm here to do everything I've been doing with a splash of my Rudy personality. And that is, yes, that applied to presentations, that applies to my radio work now, but it applied to my life because I've always been so big on, I don't need to please everybody, but I need to make sure that people approve of me. I wasn't living for approval, but it was something that, yeah, when I'm giving presentations or when I'm talking to people or when I'm meeting people, I want them to like me. Who doesn't? But then I realized through Nebraska Wesleyan that I don't need to change anything about Rudy for people to like Rudy. If you don't want to be involved, that's okay. If I'm not your cup of tea, that's perfectly fine. Go grab another one. Like I think that is my biggest lesson Nebraska Wesleyan has taught me, whether that's baseball, which we'll be talking more about in the second segment here, or whether it's just regular school life. I have learned that through Nebraska Wesleyan, everything I've done is everything that's enough. And that goes academically. And it is truly what has shaped me into being the person I am right now. That's academically, athletically, mentally. It has all given me the platform to understand that they're right. Like I am truly involved and engaged in who I am. And there's going to be people who enjoy that about me. And from then it was just, okay, let me fine tune myself a little bit for some people was all. But other than that, I've always been put in rooms where I know that in Nebraska, me and DP talked about this at moments. I'm a little rare in terms of where I'm from, what I look like, and who I sound like, and what I do, and that's perfectly fine. I've never hated that. I don't hate the differences at all. I've loved it. I've embraced it. I love meeting people who are different than me, and that's always been something as well. And I remember clearly thinking, like, man, like I'm gonna have to do this and change this if I want to get into certain rooms and certain of what I want in life. But Nebraska Wesleyan taught me that while that is true, that obviously I can't be the Rudy I am with my roommates when I'm trying to be professional. Let's be real. That if people don't want Rudy for Rudy, there's other people that will, and there's other rooms and other doors that'll open. And that's been the case. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm going to fine tune it, absolutely. But Nebraska Wesleyan taught me that there's nothing wrong with being exactly who I am and being confident in myself. and doing what I think is right and doing what I think always feels best. And I think that is something that if you do go to Nebraska Wesleyan, if you have anyone that goes to Nebraska Wesleyan, they can attest to that. It is a university full of people who want nothing but the best for you. It's a university full of people who care about you. I've had talks with professors about my personal life, nothing too crazy at all, but hey, I have a question about this, super off topic, need some advice. When I was going through some of my injury and surgery procedures and things, I was talking to professors about it who never even watched a baseball game, but they understood how much baseball meant to me. They understood how much the injuries and everything were applying to my life and classwork, and I just needed someone to talk to, and it was great. GBR captain here. Love it that you trust the people at Nebraska Wesleyan who recruited you. Absolutely. And I think that is another point that I never even thought of was Nebraska Wesleyan is very trustworthy on everything. Yes, it's a university. Yes, you're going to have people who have complaints everywhere across anything, and that's everyone's individual journey. But for mine, everybody who I met, I trusted because I know that they trusted me and I know they wanted the best for me. And that's Nebraska Wesleyan in a nutshell for me. With that being said, that was more of the academic side of things. We will be breaking down, because the academic side matters, but we will be breaking down some more of the baseball talks here, Nebraska Wesleyan specific. We'll talk about some of the journeys we had here, because over the years, I've understood my journey with baseball at Nebraska Wesleyan hasn't been the same for many people around the country if they're collegiate baseball players. Coaching changes, horrible seasons, great seasons, comeback awards, who knows? We'll get into it all here. This is Real Talk with Rudy Gres, 4th, 93.7 The Ticket. Keep it tuned right here, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, buddy, here we go. Just keep your eye on the ball. All right, just swing right through it. Yeah, good job. Way to go. Hey, run it out. Okay.
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
Concrete Industries has immediate openings for production laborers, operators, and drivers. Earn great pay starting at $21.50 per hour, plus health benefits, 401k, paid time off, and more. Right now, production laborers can earn a $1,500 hiring bonus, and drivers are eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. No experience? No problem. Concrete Industries offers on-the-job training and opportunities to grow your career. Start your future today. Visit concreteindustries.com.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Hey everyone, this is Austin Orman from Old School with Foreman and Orman, live from 1040 O Street in the heart of downtown Lincoln, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. My favorite thing about downtown Lincoln has to be the year-round energy. Downtown Lincoln never stops. It's easy to get to, has everything you could need or want in dining, entertainment, and retail, and of course it has Lincoln's best sports talk, proudly located in downtown Lincoln on the corner of 11th and O.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete in Lincoln and Palmyra. Ready Mixed offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply with Ready Mixed Concrete today to be eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with Ready Mixed Concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since 48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at mountaindew.com. That's mountaindew.com.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right.
Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Did you know the Army National Guard has been around since 1636, way before America was even a country? This Friday, July 3rd, come out to TOJ, the 3rd of July at the Roca Tavern in downtown Roca, sponsored by City Car Wash in Hickman. Retroactive blues, rock, and more is playing live at 8 p.m. with no cover. Cold drinks at the bar, good vibes, and a fun patriotic party. The Army National Guard leads the way. Come hang with them this Friday at TOJ in Roca. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Reality is setting in. Now back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back for our second segment here. Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. As always, if you want to be a part of the show, you got anything you want to chime in with, that is 402-464-5685. That is the Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line here. As always, I do my best and my absolute bestest to get to every question, every comment, every concern here on the Ticket text line, as well as our YouTube comments. So if you're chiming in, following along, we'll be here. In the first segment, we were talking about Wesleyan as well. I know I mentioned that we had Nebraska Wesleyan's men's head coach, Brandon Bonilla, in the studio. Great conversation. Again, if you missed that, go back to our second hour here. Just again, one that is just not, you don't want to miss it. A lot of great information in there, whether you're a soccer player looking to get recruited by Nebraska Wesleyan, whatever the case may be, perfect talk for you. First segment here, I started things off with my Nebraska Wesleyan journey in a sense, how I got here, what I've enjoyed about it, aside from baseball, because I can talk about baseball forever. So let's keep talking about baseball for forever. Baseball at Wesleyan, let's go through the years here just so we can get a good glimpse of everything, because I want you guys to understand the journey we went on here. For my original senior class, if you're unaware of my journey, we'll get into that specifically, but fifth-year senior, just graduated. Did my time, absolutely. It was a fun one. I mean, I'm never going to ask to trade anything for the world at all, but it was definitely it was an amazing journey. And I know I mentioned this in the first segment. Also had to talk with DP here. Couple weeks ago, we were in college. We were driving to Omaha College World Series. We were just having to talk about just things going on with us, and mentioned to him about some things we were going through. And he told me this. He said, how many people do you know that other people can say they know that graduated university, got a degree in something they want to do, have a full-time job on the way, played collegiate baseball, and that's just the start? And I answered with none, and that this isn't to just boost my ego or boast, because that's not the case. Anybody who I graduated with before or after me, extremely proud of everybody. People who didn't graduate, whatever the case may be. This isn't me to say I'm better. This is me being proud of what I've done. And I think something about myself along the way, before we get into the baseball talk here, is I'm someone that I harp on a lot of what more could have been done, to the point where I forget about what I've already done. And that's something that I've had to come to terms with. I've missed so much of what I have done to myself. Because to me, if I have a goal and I get the goal done, it feels more of an expectation and it feels like more of a nothing nonchalant. No, wait, use that wrong. It seems nonchalant to me because it is like, okay, well, I expected to do it. It was my goal. I did it. Maybe it wasn't that hard. But that's not the case. Like, I think now that I'm taking a step back, now that I'm understanding, okay, and everything, like I've understood that it's what I've done over my time at Nebraska Wesleyan, what I've done over my time playing baseball, but at Nebraska Wesleyan, specifically baseball and non-baseball things, I'm extremely proud of myself because I did as much as I possibly could in the span of 4 to 5 years. I left home completely scared. I know my mom, we talk about this a lot. I'm sure she would have loved if I would have just gone to a school down in Texas that wanted me that wasn't too far. I'm sure she would have enjoyed that very well. But I think coming to Nebraska, like I said in the first segment, was one of the best things that could have happened for me. The people I've met, places I've been, as Kid Cudi says, it's awesome. Like I've grown into who I am up here. And again, do I miss my family members? Absolutely. Like that is the one thing I'll go back to forever. I miss being home with the family. I miss being home with my cousins. I miss being home with my sister, my mother, my cat, stepfathers, people anywhere. My uncles, my grandma. I miss everybody that is back home so much more than I think they realize. But without ever taking that leap, without ever making the trip up here, without ever fully committing into what this could be and actually giving myself a chance to not just be the kid from San Antonio anymore and build on who I'm going to be. I've always enjoyed that for myself because again, it's not easy. It's not easy. It was never easy leaving home. That first night away when everybody went home from here that helped moved in, it was tough. And I've never talked about that with people because it didn't matter to me. Not that it didn't matter, but it was like, okay, like it's going to be tough. Let's just keep moving. But it was tough. I mean, there was things that like I was talking to my roommate today as well, and we mentioned how that's the hardest part about us both living out here for the foreseeable future was that we're missing so much back home. Like I'll have a phone call with my family, I'll have a phone call with my mom, and they'll be getting food, they'll be here, or they're going here tonight, or they're doing this, and that's amazing. Like I'm happy, but then I'll hang up and I'm like, dang, like I would have been there too. And I think along the way I had to kind of shut that down and kind of not get over that, but understand that while that is the case, they would want me there too. But there's nothing for me in San Antonio right now. Do I miss the city? Do I miss the Spurs? Do I miss the middle of the summer? Do I miss going to the lake with my cousins when I was a kid, getting hit in the face with rocks that were being skipped? Yeah, I miss all of that. And I would go back to those days in a heartbeat, but none of that, all of that shaped me into what I am now as well. Yes, the rock to the face shaped me somehow. But I think I am extremely fortunate to be able to have things and people that I miss because that means it meant something to me. That means that every time I had anything going on in San Antonio while I was up here, every time I had a baseball game, anytime I had friends and family back home who were tuning into my games here, it all meant something because I've created these connections. I've created the relationships. I've loved enough people back home. So when I come up here, it is hard leaving home. Whether I'm going home for the weekend, going home for the month, going home for the week, it's never easy coming back here. But again, without Nebraska Wesleyan, without baseball, without ever having this journey and this faith, I wouldn't be here. So while it does suck and while that's the case, it was a sacrifice, and I'm glad I made it. I'm glad I took the chance, and it's everything I've wanted it to be and more. Let's get into some of the baseball talks here. Freshman year, like I mentioned, redshirt, JV it, whatever it was developing at the time. I know I wasn't going to be all great, this and that, but first year we go 20-21, one game under 500, finish with a trip to the American Rivers Conference, get double dipped first two games. That is it on that season. Didn't play much, don't have too much insight there. Good team we had, good squad. It was a tough year. There was good teams on our schedule that year. 2023 rolls around. This year, I was coming off of a knee surgery I suffered after freshman year, working out. Tore my meniscus. Had a lot to battle back with. Didn't really get the start I needed after the injury in terms of just opportunities and chances. No one to blame there. It's just how the cookie crumbles, truly. Baseball team goes 14-26 with a 350 win percentage. Wasn't a great year. Did not make the conference tournament there. I mean, it was a tough stretch of games there. New coach at the time, so there were some things we got to get adjusted to. Did win a game that I was a part of, 36-1 as well as 23-2. So that was awesome. But fast forward to 2024 here. This is we call these the dark days of Nebraska Wesleyan baseball during our time. Because if you look at our record here, for context here, played 37 games this season. Played 37 games. We won 9. This was the year I ended up taking off for my back surgery. So I was not a part of this team in terms of actively being out there with these guys. Again, I would be there every chance I could, but it was a tough stretch of that season for everybody. Nobody was having fun playing baseball. It wasn't a season we reflect too much on. Promise. In good ways. Now, fast forward to 2025. Finished with a final record 25-21. Win percentage 543. Conference, we were 10-14. 12-7 at home. 4-11 on the road. Wow, we could not win on the road. Did not know that. Open up the season here. Let's get into some good in the baseball program. Open up the season. Hamlin University comes to town. We did not have a field at this time, mind you. We're playing over there at Dan Hartog Baseball Field. First game of the year, we win 11-5 in 7 innings. Second game of the year, this was a doubleheader, so we did 7 the first, 9 the second. We win 11-10, walk-off in the 10th inning from our very own Tyler Merkel. Next day, we got Lawrence University. We win 6-3, 13-2 in game 2. And then we win 13-2 again in game 3 of the very next Sunday. Things are going great. Started the season off here 5-0 to get us into Florida here. And then we went on a nice little run, guys. We win our 6th game in a row, 17-7. Crazy comeback, insane. Win our 8th game. Sorry, did I do that math right? We win our 6th game, 12-10 against Greenville University. We win our 8th game, 11-9, which was the most wins by any Nebraska Wesleyan baseball team since I believe our 1970 team. I'll find the graphic. We'll get that for sure posted and spoke on real quick. But it was a great year. We ended up taking our first loss, and then we went on to win. We were 11-1 going into conference. Conference started off shaky. We got, 1-12 game 1, 5-22, both of our losses in there. Then we win game 3. Cool. Go to Hastings. Again, we had some losses in here. I'm not going to act like we were world beaters, but make the conference tournament for the first time since 2021. Get our first conference ARC tournament win against Simpson College because we lost the first game, Luther College, 2-6. Win our second game, Simpson College, 10-2. We win game 3. And here's the thing about our bracket. It works the same like the Women's College World Series bracket as well, where you lose that first game, your journey gets a little crazier now because it is double elimination. So you lose game 1, you go to the losers bracket. We knew that we were going to have to beat every single team in the conference now to get back to where we wanted to be if that was the goal, which is the championship game. So you take on Simpson that night, 3 p.m. It wasn't a team that we were necessarily scared of. It was a team that we had to truly we had to just play our style of baseball. And we did. But anyways, win that game 10-2. Wartburg College we faced the next day. Wartburg was a good team that had great pitching staffs. So it was a tougher one, but we still come away 8-3. Perfectly fine. That was at 3 p.m. First pitch for the next game was at 6:40 right after. We ended up taking on Luther College, who was a team that, let's give some context here. Week before, literally 7 days before, we started a series with Luther College in Decorah, Iowa. And if you were here earlier, we spoke on how there's some cities and some towns in our conference that there's nothing but the universities there. And Luther College is one of those in Decorah, Iowa, that just stood out in not bad ways. I mean, it was a cool little town. Would I ever revisit? Absolutely not. No hate to Decorah. If any Decorah listeners are in here, 402-464-5685, please let me know what to do in Decorah, Iowa. But with that being said, we get swept there. All we had to do was win one game to make the conference tournament. We get swept. 3-13, 4-7, 2-14. Then our season was in somebody else's hands. Everything lined up. It was great. So then we take them on again a week later. They've beat us. Mind you, this is who we took our first loss to in the conference tournaments. We are 0-4 against them on the season. But I will say one thing. It is extremely hard to beat a team 5 times. Yeah, you got us that 4th. Yeah, you might have swept us with our season on the line. Hey, I bet you can't do it a 5th time. End up winning 6-5, take the lead in the top of the 9th, close things out there. Knocked out Luther. Take on the number 2 team in the conference, insane pitching staff to the core. Like that is what you want your pitching staff to look like if you're in the ARC is college. Always have the most respect for those guys. Take them down 6-5. And then, of course, the very next game is that exact Saturday. A couple hours later, we take on Buena Vista University, BV, who was the number team in the conference, won the conference outright during the regular season. We knew it was a tough battle. Last time we played them, almost took the series. Could have taken the series, actually. Salvaged it with 1 win. But they're a team that we could compete with, knowing that they were one of the best in the conference. Did not worry us. Ultimately, we were gassed, ran out of arms. That was the thing about our path to the championship. We needed everything to be perfect. And everything was. But it's baseball. You get tired, you get gassed. Our guys gave it our all. We all gave it our all. End up falling short 7-8. So my journey with college baseball has been one that I've loved talking about. I mean, for team success, like I just mentioned, but also for some personal successes that I want to wrap up with talking about. I've mentioned these previously before when I've been on the drive with AD, just highlighting some moments. But we'll get into some more here to wrap things up here with Real Talk with Rudy Gres the fourth. Again, keep it tuned right here, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves. We would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate again. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios at 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Assets Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish back shelf bar, enjoy a healthy, family-friendly menu, and catch all your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets, located on 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, owner of A1 Automotive. At A1 Automotive, we believe every vehicle has a purpose, and every customer does too. That's why we focus on dependable repairs, honest recommendations, and exceptional speed in service. Our goal is simple, to help you travel confidently and safely wherever life takes you. A1 Automotive, driven by purpose, built on trust. You can visit us online, a1autolincoln.com, or visit us at either of our 3 locations, 5110 State Hill Drive, 1117 L Street here in Lincoln, and our newest location, 408 Main Street, Seward, Nebraska.
Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Bonsall Pool & Spa is turning 75, and you're getting the presents. Right now, we're counting down to our Big Diamond Anniversary Bash on July 11th with massive weekly doorbuster sales. Stop in every Monday for 75% off your favorite premium BioGuard water care products. Plus, every $75 you spend starting today enters you to win a $7,500 premium in-home sauna. Get your pool ready for summer and start winning today at Bonsall Pool & Spa, 33rd and Nebraska Parkway in Lincoln. Bonsall Pool & Spa, every day made better.
Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. At DWE Generations, having a plan matters, especially when it comes to protecting what's most important. They work with individuals, families, and business owners to help make smart financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Eiler bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. DWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody. MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Reality is setting in. Now back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back to our final segment here. If you've been here all 3 hours, thank you for rocking with us. It's always fun. I told Coach Brandon earlier. He said, what time you get out of here? I told him, I said, 10 p.m. tonight. Again, filling in for Bach. Shout out Bach. Always happy to be of service whenever needed. Again, huge congrats to Bach on everything. And so I told him, I said, yeah, it's never a bad day working at the Ticket, though. And it's really not. So I'm very excited. Wanted to wrap things up here with some, I'm going to say it, with some bragging real quick, because, yes, I've loved Nebraska Wesleyan, and, yes, it's been some of the most fun times of my life, but I promise you I did some stuff while I was here, guys. Please trust me. So, again, freshman year, knee surgery, junior year, back surgery. Sophomore year, come off that injury, didn't really have too much to go with it, and that's perfectly okay. Junior year comes around, my back surgery year, which got hit by a bug. Knew that was going to be tough. I was very worried. The back, yes, the knee, okay, issues, sure. But coming off that back injury, it was more daunting than I thought, because you use your back for everything, and you don't really realize that until like, you need it until I'm like, oh, why can't I just go hit? I won't go full force. You're still using your back. I mean, I knew that, but it's like, okay, like I can't really do anything. I had to bed rest. I had to just not stand for more than 20 minutes, not walk for more than 30. And it wasn't fun. It was very, very depressing at times, knowing that, okay, I want to do the one thing in the world that makes me happy, but I can't. And so it wasn't all a great rehab journey. There was days where I was frustrated, days where I didn't understand it, days where I was mad. And this was just before I was even cleared to swing a baseball bat again. But so that became its own thing. Again, coming off of that year, I was very interested to see where things were going to go. Come back for my 4th year of college, new coach, coming off the back surgery. And so I told myself this is a great chance for me to open up on the field and truly take advantage of the fact that we all have clean slates. Yes, some players are going to have more than others, but my slate was clean. He had known nothing I've done. I had known nothing he'd done in terms of here we are. And it's been great. Like, I'm over that junior year, batted close to 270 here. Started 15 out of 23 appearances, 3 doubles, a home run, 7 RBIs. Sure, the stats weren't there. The RBIs didn't sound cool, but whatever. We'll skim that. And my thing is, though, I was very, very big on my situational hitting with the team. One of my breakout times on the team was a executed hit and run, and then it became hit and runs became my thing. Hit and runs were the things I took the pride in. We do hit and runs rounds in BP. I would do in everything, and it partnered up very well with my strikeouts because hit and running, you're trying to put that ball in play. Hey, I got 2 strikes, hit and run approach, and it worked, and it was great, and I took advantage of all that. But to be able to come off the back surgery meant more than any stat probably could. And I think one of the things I'll talk about before we wrap things up here was that over that time, we have awards at Nebraska Wesleyan every year. We have our own SB awards, sports awards, and we're called the Wespies. Out of the amazing candidates and amazing athletes that were also coming off in injuries and rehabbing, getting back into it all, I was fortunate enough to win Comeback Athlete of the Year for the 2024-2025 season. And this was something I take pride in. I take pride in everything that I'm ever awarded because it meant so much to me in the moment. And it meant so much to me to still be able to hold that and have that trophy back home. And it's awesome for me because it's signified, sure, I'm a college baseball player, but not everyone has the journey I do. Not everyone can bounce back. Not everyone can be better than they were before. And I took pride in that. Also take pride in the fact that I'm going to get this sorted out whenever I do return back home at some point. I'm also inducted into my high school district's athletic hall of fame. Like, here's the thing, right? Do I wish I did more with my statistics and all this and that? Sure, I do. Who doesn't? I wish I had more home runs, more hits, more RBIs, more doubles. I wish I had it all more. But for me to be able to be honored with that back home means so much. Because I take pride in my university, but I took so much pride in my high school too. I loved it. Every chance I had to wear something green, I was doing it. Forest green, hunter green, that dark green. It's become one of my favorite colors, not because of my high school, but I also look good in it. But because of my high school, I take pride in where I'm from because not everybody where I'm from gets to do what I do and gets to do it out of the state and gets to do it at a high level. Not everybody from my state back home makes it past high school, and everybody from my city back home makes it past high school. Not everybody from my high school even goes to college. And that's nothing to diss on. People enter the workforce. People go to the military. People do go to college. It's your path. Take it. But for me, it meant so much that now my district, the people I grew up with who have seen my journey from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs can honor that and can give me some appreciation on it. It means the world. And I'm very, very excited because, as I've mentioned with talks I've had, it's only up from here. And I don't mean that bragging. I just know who I am as a person and what baseball's taught me. There's never going to be a time I'm happy with being second place. Never going to be a time I'm happy with losing. So my only thing I got to do left is win about it. And that's what I plan to do. And everything I do, I will try to be the best at it. And if I fall short, you fall short. But it is what it is. With that being said, this was a great 3 hours here. 93.7 The Ticket. This was Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV. Again, we will be live potentially Friday, maybe not Sunday, 4th of July. Enjoy the weekend. Again, thank you for rocking out with us here. Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.